Chapter 5:27. Terrifying. This is too terrifying. How could such a terrifying expert appear in the mysterious underworld sex territory? Looking at Yi Chunfeng's departing figure, Shui Yura, who was completely shocked by his strength, stood rooted to the ground and did not dare to move. She wiped the cold sweat on her forehead and spoke with lingering fear. Such an expert is not someone we can predict. Let's hurry up and leave. Shangguan Hong, who was riddled with injuries, did not want to stay here any longer. She urged them in a low voice. All right, let's go. After speaking, Shui Yura and the other three left quickly. They brought along the sex experts who were lying in ambush outside and rushed to the mysterious underworld sect. While they were rushing to the mysterious underworld sect, Yi Chunfeng, who was flying in extremely fast speed, had already reached the mysterious underworld sect. He controlled the illusory Dao intent and transformed into Su Mingwei's appearance again. He arrived outside the stone house where the spirit fish was cultivating. Yes, she is not in the house. When he arrived outside the stone house, Yi Chunfeng did not sense the spirit fish's aura. He frowned slightly. His soul spirit radiated out from his mind and kept extending into the distance. Soon, Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed the spirit fish's location and rushed over. Spirit fish, how dare you eat the spirit herbs in the spirit medicine room? Do you believe that I will cripple you? A fat old man with a sharp and mean face glared at the spirit fish, who had lowered her head and was trembling with fear. She was holding a stalk of spirit herb tightly in her small hands. Elder Chu, I know I was wrong. I beg you to spare me this time. The spirit fish, whose face was pale and without a trace of blood, was very afraid of Elder Chu, who was in charge of all chores. You know your mistake? Do you think that's enough? Elder Chu narrowed his small eyes and shot out a vicious look. He kept thinking of ways to punish the spirit fish. Then what do you want? My sister is not someone you can punish. A cold voice sounded. Yi Chunfeng, whose face was gloomy, walked over slowly with heavy steps. Su Mingwei. Hearing that someone dared to reprimand him, Elder Chu was just about to throw a tantrum when he realized that the person who was slowly walking over was actually Su Mingwei, the person who had made a name for himself during the birthday banquet competition. He had suppressed the genius of Illusion Destroyer Palace, Heavenly Silkworm Ridge, and obtained the title of #1 among the younger generation in Dark Nether County. His curses were stuck in his throat, and his entire face turned red. Although he was an elder of the profound underworld sect, his status was the lowest among the elders. He could not be compared to Su Mingwei, who was in the limelight and had a bright future ahead of him. Therefore, he did not dare to offend him. Young Master Su, what brings you here today? Why do you have the time to visit me? Elder Chu seemed to have changed into a different person. He revealed a charming smile and asked humbly. Scram. Yi Chunfeng didn't waste any time with him. He immediately struck out with his palm, which landed on Elder Chu's chest. The terrifying force of the palm broke several of Elder Chu's ribs and sent him flying. He flew nearly 100 meters before crashing heavily onto the ground. Lingyu is my little sister. If I find out who dares to bully her again, I will take his life. Yi Chunfeng coldly glanced at Elder Chu, who was vomiting blood and crawling up from the ground while apologizing profusely. Then, he coldly warned him and left with the spirit fish. Big Brother Chingfeng, you are really amazing. You aren't even afraid of Elder Chu. Lingyu looked at Yi Chunfeng with admiration and said gratefully, if we weren't in the profound underworld sect and he dared to bully you, I would have killed him long ago. Yi Chunfeng intimately rubbed Lingyu's head and said, come, let's go to my place. I have a gift for you. As he spoke, Yi Chunfeng brought the spirit fish to the courtyard where he lived and opened a restriction formation in the courtyard. 100 crystal primordial chaos diagram. After the formation rune restriction was activated, Yi Chunfeng summoned an array diagram that enveloped him and Lingyu. He took out the tree demon's heart that he had just obtained from killing the tree demon. Big Brother Chingfeng. This is sensing the terrifying spiritual energy in the tree demon's heart. Lingyu's beautiful eyes widened in shock. This is the tree demon's heart that chased after you previously. I went out to kill it just now and took the tree demon's heart for you. Yi Feng nodded and said, Big brother Feng, you want to give this tree demon's heart to me? Ling Yu knew the value of the tree demon's heart and asked Yi Feng in disbelief. Yes, this tree demon's heart is my gift to you. However, you must not mention this to anyone. Yi Feng nodded and said, All right, don't be in a daze. Quickly consume this tree demon's heart to prevent it from losing too much spiritual energy. Big brother Feng, thank you. You are so good to me. Ling Yu looked gratefully at Yi Feng and said sweetly. She had completely approved of him in her heart. Crunch, crunch. Ling Yu opened her cute little mouth slightly and ate the extremely hard tree demon's heart with relish. Soon, she swallowed the entire tree demon's heart into her stomach. After eating the entire tree demon's heart, Ling Yu's chubby cheeks immediately flushed red. Her eyes also revealed a blurry look as if she would fall asleep at any moment. However, in the next moment, Yi Feng's powerful soul spirit felt a powerful energy slowly awakening in Ling Yu's body. This energy was so strong that even Yi Feng was speechless. Bloodline power. This little girl has swallowed an entire tree demon's heart. The energy in her body has finally reached saturation, and she is beginning to awaken her bloodline power. I wonder how many bloodlines she will awaken this time. The Chaos Divine Beast appeared and looked at Ling Yu, who had her head lowered and had fallen into a deep sleep. The spirit energy in the mysterious underworld sect is too thin. I better let Ling Yu awaken her bloodline in the universe mirror. As Yi Feng spoke, he summoned the universe mirror that was constantly being refined by the flames of life. He controlled the universe mirror to keep the sleeping Ling Yu inside. Just as Ling Yu was awakening her bloodline in the universe mirror that was rich in spirit energy, Shui, Yuruo, and the rest, who were covered in injuries, returned empty-handed. When they arrived at the mysterious underworld sect, the Illusion Destruction Palace, and the Sky Silkworm Ridge's experts did not stay for long. Under the lead of the injured Shang Guanhong and Qi Tianshui, they immediately left the mysterious underworld sect on flying beasts. Soon, the entire mysterious underworld sect regained its peace. During the battle with the tree demon, Shui, Yuruo, and Shui Honghen had burned their blood essence and exhausted their bodies. They were severely injured. When the experts from the Illusion Destruction Palace and the Sky Silkworm Ridge left, they immediately went into seclusion to recuperate. Without their disturbance, Yi Feng was happy to be free. He stayed in the courtyard and fully activated the flames of life to refine the universe mirror while waiting for the bloodline inheritance in Ling Yu's body to awaken. Days passed. On the 8th day, Yi Feng felt a strong aura awakening through the universe mirror. A huge divine ape appeared on Ling Yu's body. It pounded its chest with its fists and roared into the sky, causing the heaven and earth to change. It's a success. Ling Yu has awakened the bloodline of the golden eye divine ape. Feeling the bloodline power in Ling Yu's body getting stronger and stronger, Yi Feng revealed a faint smile. After about 30 minutes, the divine ape in Ling Yu's body disappeared. As for Ling Yu, who had awakened the bloodline of the golden eye divine ape, her strength was also fixed at level 1 Defiant Beast King. Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read the book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 528. Ling Yu, congratulations. You have finally awakened your bloodline inheritance. With a thought, Yi Feng sent the awakened spirit fish out of the heaven and earth mirror. Then, he revealed a doting smile as he looked at her. Big brother Feng, thank you. If it wasn't for your help, I don't know when I would have been able to awaken my bloodline inheritance. The Ling Yu thanked him from the bottom of her heart. Ling Yu, now that you have awakened your bloodline inheritance, you should have inherited your memories. Do you know what the other bloodline inheritance in your body is other than the golden-eyed divine ape bloodline? Yi Feng asked curiously. Ah, there's a second bloodline inheritance in my body? Why don't I know about it? The Ling Yu was a little shocked. Yes, if my senses are not wrong, there's a second bloodline inheritance hidden in your body. However, that bloodline is a little mysterious. I can't recognize it. Yi Feng nodded. That's right. Ling Yu, do you know about your background? I don't know. I was picked up by Master. I lived in the Xianming sect since I was young. When I was 7, Master met with an accident and died outside. The Ling Yu told Yi Feng about her tragic childhood. Hearing the Ling Yu's similar childhood, Yi Feng's heart was filled with pity. He gently patted her head and said, "Let bygones be bygones. Follow me from now on. I won't let you suffer anymore." Yes, big brother Feng, you're the best. The Ling Yu nodded, revealing 2 cute dimples as she said sweetly, "Buzz, buzz." While they were talking, Yi Feng's communication bead suddenly vibrated. When he sent his soul spirit into the communication bead, Shui Yurua's voice rang out. "Ling Yu, I'm going to the Xianming cave. Here are 5,000-year-old spiritual herbs for you. If you have nothing to do, you can cultivate here." Yi Feng took out another 5,000-year-old spiritual herbs and gave them to the Ling Yu. Then he left his courtyard. Following Shui Yurua's directions, he arrived at the Xianming cave in the back mountain. When Yi Feng arrived at the mysterious underworld cave, Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, Jing Ziki, and a charming woman in a red martial arts robe had already arrived. She had red lips like fire and was waiting for him. Seeing Yi Feng slowly walking towards them, Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, and Jing Ziki's eyes were brimming with hostility. Obviously, they were unwilling to let Yi Feng surpass them and snatch away the position that should have belonged to them. On the other hand, the red-clothed woman had developed a strong interest in Yi Feng. Her beautiful phoenix eyes were filled with a captivating light, and she wanted to attract Yi Feng's attention. "All right, everyone is here. Before we open the mysterious underworld cave, let me explain the mysterious underworld cave. Everyone should know that the mysterious underworld cave is the biggest secret of our mysterious underworld sect. The reason why it is so mysterious is because the mysterious underworld cave is the foundation of our mysterious underworld sect. 60,000 years ago, the mysterious underworld extreme way, a mid-grade Tao skill that shook the entire Western continent, was engraved in the deepest part of the mysterious underworld cave, the mysterious underworld cliff. Shui Luo explained in detail. Mysterious underworld extreme way. Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, and the others had heard of the mysterious underworld extreme way and knew how domineering its power was. If they could learn it, their attacking power would increase by more than 10 times, reaching an extremely terrifying level. Middle grade Tao skill. Yi Feng also revealed a look of surprise. He was surprised that a mere 6th grade sect actually had a mid-grade Tao skill inheritance. Don't be too happy yet. Shui Yurua took in the expressions of Shui Mozong and the others and said indifferently, "Although the mysterious underworld extreme way is engraved on the mysterious underworld cliff at the end of the mysterious underworld cave, it is not easy to comprehend it. Apart from our mysterious underworld sect's founder and the extreme underworld ancestor from 60,000 years ago, no one else has been able to grasp the mysterious underworld extreme way. Apart from a mysterious underworld extreme way, there are other inheritances and opportunities in the mysterious underworld cliff. However, if you want to reach the mysterious underworld cliff, you still need to undergo the gravity, movement, and puppet test. These 3 tests are passed down by the founder, and I cannot change them. Hence, what kind of opportunity you obtain in the end will depend on your abilities. All right, get ready. I will now open the mysterious underworld cave. Remember, the yin qi in the mysterious underworld cave is extremely strong. Regardless of whether you obtain the great opportunity in the mysterious underworld cave within 3 days, you must leave. Otherwise, once the yin qi enters your bones, you will be severely injured at best. In the worst case, the yin qi will explode and you will die. Also, you can only take one type of inheritance out of the mysterious underworld cave. If you are greedy, you will be punished by the mysterious underworld cave. After saying that, Shui Yurua took out a triangular jade token and placed it in the groove beside the mysterious underworld cave. She then activated the restriction of the mysterious underworld cave. When the mysterious underworld cave opened, Shui Mazong and the others, who were eager to try, immediately rushed into the mysterious underworld cave. On the other hand, Yi Chunfeng was not anxious at all. He only walked in slowly after they disappeared into the mysterious underworld cave. The reason why Yi Chunfeng was so calm was that he had absolute confidence in his own strength. In his eyes, Shui Mazong and the others were no different from children. They were no threat to him at all. However, he still showed some interest in the mysterious underworld extreme way inscribed on the mysterious underworld cliff. If he could master it, he would be able to deal with the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. As he walked, Yi Chunfeng felt that the space pressure in the mysterious underworld cave was getting stronger and stronger. A large amount of yin-chi was suppressed by the space pressure and entered his body through his pores. The yin-chi in the mysterious underworld cave was extremely corrosive, but its temperature was extremely high. The black flame, heavenly fire, which was the purest yang energy, could completely restrain it. When Yi Chunfeng controlled the black flame, heavenly fire to fill his body, the yin-chi that had corroded his body was completely refined. It turned into pure spiritual power and integrated into his body cells. Yes, 8 passageways. Yi Chunfeng resisted the space pressure and walked for 30 minutes. The space in front of him suddenly opened up. In the empty space, there were 8 black passageways. Among them, 4 of the passageways were sealed by powerful array patterns. It was obvious that Shui Mazong and the others had already entered these 4 passageways. I shall choose the leftmost passageway. Yi Chunfeng's deep eyes scanned the 4 passageways and walked directly to the leftmost passageway. Buzz, buzz. The moment Yi Chunfeng walked into the leftmost passageway, more than 50,000 kilograms of space pressure pressed down on his body. If an ordinary person was caught off guard by the 50,000 kilograms of space pressure, they might be injured. However, to Yi Chunfeng, who was comparable to a high-grade heaven artifact and had condensed force spirit pearls, his body was filled with millions of kilograms of weight. He was not affected at all. It was as if he could not feel the space pressure that filled up the space. He walked forward with a calm expression and walked towards the end of the passageway. Swish, swish. Yi Chunfeng walked quickly for 30 minutes. Suddenly, there was an ear-piercing sound that pierced through the air. It was shooting towards him at an extremely fast speed. This should be the so-called movement technique test. Being suddenly attacked by a hidden weapon, Yi Chunfeng's soul energy was completely released. He activated his lightning flash, a top-quality heavenly skill, and moved around in the limited space like a zigzagging bolt of lightning, flying at high speed. In less than 15 minutes, Yi Chunfeng had passed through the storm-like hidden weapons and arrived at the end of the passageway. He saw a tall and sturdy figure, wearing silver battle armor. There was no expression on the puppet's face. It was holding a dragon head saber and guarding the end of the passageway. First grade reverse beast king. This mysterious underworld cave's test is too low. Yi Chunfeng's powerful soul spirit sensed the silver-armored puppet and rushed over without slowing down. Die! When the silver-armored puppet saw that Yi Chunfeng was extremely close to it, its gem-like eyes shone with a resplendent light. An astonishing amount of power burst forth from its sturdy body and poured into the dragon head broadsword, slashing towards Yi Chunfeng with the force of 1,000 caddies. Crack! The silver-armored puppet's full-force saber slashed onto Yi Chunfeng's body. However, it was unable to hurt him at all. A strong rebounding force passed through the dragon head saber and into the silver-armored puppet's arm. The force was so strong that the puppet's arm trembled, and it almost lost its grip on the dragon head saber. Boom! Relying on the absolute defense to block the silver-armored puppet's full-force saber, Yi Chunfeng's 3 spiritual pearls exploded. More than 3 million kilograms of force surged out and crashed into the silver-armored puppet's body like a tidal wave. It directly exploded the puppet's sturdy body. A first-grade reverse Beast King silver-armored puppet was instantly killed by Yi Chunfeng's fist. Please check the address of the latest book. Hero Network You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading website. Book address. To make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 529. This should be the mysterious underworld wall, the greatest secret of the mysterious underworld cave. After shattering the silver-armored puppet with a single punch, Yi Chunfeng didn't waste any time and passed through the exit that the puppet was guarding. He arrived at a pitch-black space without any trace of light. In front of this space, there was a floating wall that was both real and illusory. It seemed to be very far away and was flowing with a faint white light. As the mysterious underworld cave's test didn't pose any threat to Yi Chunfeng, there was no one at the end of the mysterious underworld cave. Shui Mozong and the rest were still undergoing the mysterious underworld cave's test. I wonder how I can comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Dao in the mysterious underworld wall. Yi Chunfeng observed the mysterious underworld wall from afar and pondered for a moment before releasing his powerful soul power to permeate it. Buzz, buzz. After infusing Yi Chunfeng's soul power, the mysterious underworld wall shot out a beam of illusory light that cut through the pitch-black space and flew over at an extremely fast speed. In a jade slip, Yi Chunfeng's sharp eyes realized that this beam of illusory light was actually a jade slip. His body flashed and reached out to grab it before the beam of illusory light disappeared into the darkness. And the illusion Dao intent. The moment Yi Chunfeng grabbed the jade slip, he realized that the jade slip had mysteriously disappeared. The moment the jade slip disappeared, his powerful soul spirit felt the illusion Dao intent. Interesting. I didn't expect this jade slip to contain the illusion Dao intent and deceive my eyes and soul spirit. After failing to grab the jade slip, Yi Chunfeng revealed a faint smile and radiated the power of the God-Eater brain. It locked onto the black space in front of him and sensed the changes in the space. It's coming. The power of the God-Eater brain's radiation suddenly contracted, and the mysterious underworld wall shot out another beam of illusory light. It was like a shooting star that flew towards Yi Chunfeng at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. Seeing the illusory light that was flying faster and faster, Yi Chunfeng's deep eyes flickered with 20 illusion Dao patterns and saw through the illusory light. When the illusory light brushed past him, he quickly reached out and grabbed the illusory light. Low-grade heaven-ranked soul skill, Moonlight Dance. Holding onto the struggling void light, Yi Chunfeng's soul force penetrated it and learned the level of the cultivation method inheritance within the void light. However, Yi Chunfeng didn't care about low-grade heaven-ranked soul skills anymore, so he didn't keep it. He tossed it into the black space and disappeared. Not long after, the Xianming wall projected 3 beams of illusory light. They cut through the pitch-black space and flew toward Yi Chunfeng. Yi Chunfeng could sense from the God-Eater brain's radiation that the 3 streaks of light were similar to the low-grade heaven-ranked Moonlight Dance. He wasn't interested in them at all, so he gave up on them. Time passed by minute, second by second. Streaks of light continuously drilled out of the Xianming wall and streaked past Yi Chunfeng. However, during this time, Yi Chunfeng did not make a move. Right now, his attention was completely focused on the Xianming wall. He controlled the power of his God-Eater brain to penetrate the Xianming wall bit by bit. He wanted to investigate the Xianming wall, which contained a large number of soul skills. Look, could this Xianming wall be an illusion Dao tablet? As the God-Eater brain's power penetrated the Xianming wall, Yi Chunfeng felt the illusion Dao intent in the Xianming sect. This illusion Dao intent was so strong that it was comparable to the illusion Dao tablet he comprehended in the misty illusion realm. With this discovery, Yi Chen-feng was overjoyed. He immediately gave up on capturing the void light scroll that flew out of the Xianming wall. He was completely immersed in the process of deducing and comprehending the illusion Dao intent within the Xianming wall. If he could cultivate the illusion Dao intent to the 3rd or 4th level, even a battle beast emperor wouldn't be able to see through his true appearance. They would even be able to control the illusion Dao intent to attack his soul. Right at this moment, an extremely fast figure rushed out of the test passageway and arrived at the black space where the Xianming wall was. This person was the strongest disciple in the Xianming sect. He was a Class 2 Defiant Beast King, Shui Mozong. But when he saw the motionless Yi Chen-feng sitting cross-legged in the black space, the smile on his face suddenly froze. The joy of passing the test was gone. How is this possible? How could he pass the test so quickly? Is he really so much stronger than me? Shui Mozong felt an intense sense of defeat in his heart. His expression became abnormally ugly. No, I still have a chance. As long as I can comprehend the Xianming Extreme Dao, I will definitely be able to defeat him with this move. I will take back everything that belongs to me and rush into the top 10 in the Dragon Lake Sacred City Martial Competition. Thinking about the powerful attack power of the Xianming Extreme Dao, Shui Mozong regained his confidence. He looked at the hazy Xianming wall that was flowing with void light. Void light soul skill. While Shui Mozong was looking at the Xianming wall, a void light flew out of the Xianming wall with an ear-piercing sound. It flew towards him at an extremely fast speed. As the eldest disciple of the Xianming sect, Shui Mozong knew the secret of the Xianming wall. He immediately gathered all his strength and wanted to capture the void light soul skill. And why is it gone? When the void light soul skill swept past Shui Mozong, he reached out his hand to grab it, but he caught nothing. The extremely fast void light soul skill fooled his eyes and disappeared into the black space. Not long after, another void light soul skill flew out of the Xianming wall towards him. This time, Shui Mozong did not wait for the void light soul skill to come close. He leaned forward abruptly and released all his soul power to seal the space around the void light soul skill. He reached out his hand to grab it. With all his might, he managed to obtain the void light soul skill. However, he discovered that this soul skill was only a low-grade heavenly skill. A look of disappointment appeared on his face as he tossed it into the void and continued to obtain other soul skills. Just as Shui Mozong was using all his strength to capture the void light soul skill, Chao Yun, Jing Ziki, and the other two also passed the test and arrived at the bottom of the Xianming wall. They flashed through the black space and continuously captured the void light soul skills that were flying towards them. However, as the void light soul skills that flew out of the Xianming wall were not a high rank, Shui Mozong and the other three did not manage to capture anything. In addition, the yin qi in the Xianming cave was constantly entering their bodies and corroding their internal organs. Slowly, they gave up on fighting for the void light soul skills and sat cross-legged in the black space like Yi Chen-feng and refined the yin qi that had invaded their bodies. 2 days passed very quickly. In these 2 days, Yi Chen-feng, who was controlling the God-Eater brain, comprehended 10 illusion Dao patterns in the Xianming wall. His illusion Dao intent had reached the 3rd heavenly level. Shui Mozong and the other three did not make a move as they refined the yin qi. They waited patiently. Just as the 3 days were up, the Xianming wall suddenly shone with endless white light, turning the pitch-black space into day. In the next moment, a light beam as thick as a water bucket flew out of the Xianming wall like a bolt of lightning and flew towards them. Seeing this resplendent light beam, Shui Mozong and the other three opened their eyes at the same time and rushed over immediately. They all wanted to snatch the soul skill hidden in this white light. Jing Ziki, who was at the front, burned his spiritual beast bloodline and burst out with astonishing strength. When he got close to the white light beam, a powerful force burst out from the white light and crushed the soul power that Jing Ziki released as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing into his body. PFFF. A large amount of blood spurted out from Jing Ziqi's mouth. He was directly sent flying by the white light and fell more than 10 meters away. Even though Jing Ziqi was sent flying, Shui Mozong and the other two were not spared. Their attacks were all shattered by the white light, and the three of them were also sent flying by the powerful white light. Seeing this powerful white light disappear into the black space, Yi Chunfeng, who was sitting cross-legged and deducing the illusion Dao intent, suddenly opened his eyes and appeared in front of the white light like a ghost. Retrieve! Yi Chunfeng roared and exploded with 5 million kilograms of strength. His right hand, which was filled with powerful strength, directly pierced through the white light and grabbed the soul skill jade slip that was hidden in the white light. Please check the address of the latest book. Swordsman Network. You can read the latest chapter of this book. Mobile reading home, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 530. What? Shui Mo sang, and the others spat out blood as they fell to the ground. When they saw Yi Chunfeng grab the jade scroll with one hand, they were so shocked that their eyeballs almost fell out of their sockets. How can he be so strong? Shui Mo sang couldn't accept the huge gap in strength between him and Yi Chunfeng. He couldn't accept that the soul skill scroll that he wanted was obtained by Yi Chunfeng. That jade scroll can't be the mysterious underworld extreme way, right? The gazes of Shui Mozong and the other three all shot towards the jade slip in Yi Chunfeng's hand. If Yi Chunfeng obtained the greatest secret of the Xianming Cave, the Xianming Extreme Way, then they would never be able to make a comeback. Top quality heaven class, soul skill, Tyrant Emperor's seal. When Yi Chunfeng released his soul power into the jade scroll, he realized that it recorded a terrifyingly powerful giant handprint. However, it still didn't pique his interest. Senior Brother Su, is the jade scroll in your hand the mysterious underworld extreme way? The sexy lady in red bit her alluring lips as she looked at Yi Chunfeng and asked in a fawning manner. No, this jade scroll records a top-quality heaven-class soul skill, Tyrant Emperor's seal. Yi Chunfeng shook his head and answered honestly. Top-quality heaven-class soul skill. The lady in red's eyes brightened as she asked expectantly, Senior Brother Su, do you need this Tyrant Emperor's seal? If you don't, can you give it to me? Sure. Yi Chunfeng nodded happily. He gave the Tyrant Emperor's seal to the lady in red under the envious gazes of Shui, Mo Sang, and the others. Thank you, Senior Brother Su. If you need anything in the future, feel free to look for me. As long as I can do it, I will definitely satisfy Senior Brother Su. After receiving the Tyrant Emperor's seal cultivation jade scroll, the lady in red was overjoyed. She winked at Yi Chunfeng and spoke in an extremely seductive manner. Her charming appearance caused one's imagination to run wild, and made Shui, Mo Sang, and the others even more jealous. The woman in the red dress took the Tyrant Emperor's seal and left. Yi Chunfeng didn't pay any attention to Shui, Mo Sang, and the others who had extremely gloomy expressions. He returned to his original position and continued controlling the God-Eater brain to deduce the illusory Dao insight contained within the profound netherworld wall as he waited for the profound netherworld extreme Dao to appear. Motherf asterisk her, just what kind of fortuitous encounter did Su Mingwei get? How did his strength grow to such a level in just a few short years? Shui Mo Sang clenched his fists tightly as he cried out in dissatisfaction in his heart. Just as the three of them were cursing Yi Chunfeng in their hearts, the Xianming wall once again shone with a blinding white light, illuminating the pitch-black space. Two streaks of white light shot out like meteors towards them. Bloodline ignition, chi, and blood ignition. Seeing the two terrifying white lights flying towards them, Shui Mo Sang and the other two no longer held back. They all used their trump cards and unleashed their full power to block the white lights. Just as the three of them tried their best to dispel the illusion, the terrifying white light broke through the barrier and disappeared into the black space. Damn it, why is it like this? Are we really going to end up empty-handed? After failing to block the white lights again, Shui Mo sang, and the other two's hearts fell to the bottom. At this moment, they no longer had extravagant hopes of obtaining the profound netherworld extreme Tao. They only had extravagant hopes of obtaining the supreme grade heaven-class soul skill. Even if they obtained a high-grade heaven-class soul skill, they could accept it. If they ended up empty-handed, not only would they become a laughingstock, but they would also miss out on such a great opportunity. Shui Mo sang, and the other two were desperately trying to obtain the heaven-class soul skill. On the other hand, Yi Chunfeng seemed to have forgotten about time and place. He was motionless like a statue as he controlled the God-Eater brain to deduce the illusory Tao insight contained within the profound netherworld wall. After the God-Eater brain's high-speed deduction, the God-Eater brain successfully imprinted and comprehended 16 illusory Tao patterns. In addition to the 20 illusory Tao patterns that he comprehended in the misty illusion realm earlier, his illusory Tao insight was almost at the 4th level. At this moment, the 3-day period was about to end. The sinister aura in the profound netherworld cave had reached an extremely terrifying level, but the mid-grade profound netherworld extreme Tao had yet to appear. The 3-day period is up. Let's go. Shui Mo sang, who was unwilling to accept the fact that he only obtained a high-grade heaven-class soul skill, felt more and more sinister aura seeping into his body. He was faintly unable to withstand it and had signs of eruption. He didn't dare to stay for long. He looked resentfully at Yi Chunfeng, who was sitting cross-legged on the ground without moving, and left with Chao Yun and Jing Ziki. Sensing that Shui Mo sang and the other two had left together, Yi Chunfeng opened his eyes and revealed a trace of hesitation. He was hesitating if he should leave the profound netherworld cave on the day of the deadline. But when he thought about how he was about to comprehend the illusory Tao insight to the 4th level, and the profound netherworld extreme Tao, which was the greatest secret of the profound netherworld cave, had yet to appear, he decided to take the risk and stay behind to continue comprehending the illusory Tao insight. Soon enough, Yi Chunfeng, who was sitting cross-legged, was engulfed by the pitch-black sinister aura. A large amount of sinister aura was like maggots that crazily seeped into his body through his pores. However, under the burning of the black flame skyfire, the increasingly dense sinister aura was unable to threaten Yi Chunfeng. He dismissed all distracting thoughts and focused on comprehending the illusory Tao insight. Why are the 3 of you the only ones out? Where's Su Mingwei? Why didn't he come out with you? Shui Yuruo arrived outside the profound netherworld cave as soon as the 3 days were up. But when she saw that Shui Mo sang and the other 3 had left the profound netherworld cave on schedule except for Su Mingwei, whom she had high hopes for, her face instantly turned gloomy as she asked softly, Su Mingwei is still waiting for the profound netherworld extreme Tao to appear in the profound netherworld cave. He didn't come out with us. Shui Mo sang revealed a trace of coldness that was hard to detect as he reported. Sec Lord, will senior brother Su be in danger? Thanks to Yi Chunfeng's kindness, the red-dressed lady who obtained the Overlord's seal asked nervously. Sai, isn't Su Mingwei too bold? He actually turned a deaf ear to my warning. Shui Yuo sighed softly and said with some annoyance, the danger in the profound netherworld cave is not something you can imagine. He might lose his life in the profound netherworld cave if he acts so recklessly. Then what should we do? Sect Lord, do you have a way to save senior brother Su? If anything happens to him, it will be a great loss to our profound netherworld sect. The red-dressed lady asked in a panic. I don't have a way. Shui Yuo shook her head and said, now is the time when the sinister aura in the profound netherworld cave is the densest. With my strength, there might be an accident if I enter the profound netherworld cave. So, the only one who can save him is himself. Upon hearing Shui Yuo's words, Shui Mo sang and the other 2 who were jealous of her talent and strength smiled at the same time. In their opinion, it would be best if Yi Chunfeng died in the profound netherworld cave. All right, the four of you can leave first. Cultivate the inheritance you obtained well, and strive to achieve good results in the upcoming martial arts competition in the Dragon Lake Sacred City. Shui Yuruo said softly. Yes, Sect Lord. Shui and Mo sang, and the other three obeyed and left with different feelings. Illusory Tao intent, fourth heaven. Not long after the four of them left, Yi Chunfeng finally comprehended the 20 illusory Tao patterns in the profound netherworld wall under the God-Eater brain's rapid deduction. His illusory Tao intent had reached the fourth heaven realm. However, the moment he comprehended the secret of the profound netherworld wall, a strange phenomenon occurred. A large number of intents appeared in the profound netherworld wall and transformed into a strange human figure. With a shocking murderous aura, it suddenly launched a fatal attack on Yi Chunfeng. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 531. Wind Riding Technique. After suffering the sudden attack, Yi Chunfeng suddenly opened his eyes. His entire body turned into a hurricane and instantly vanished from the spot, dodging the fatal attack from the human figure. How can this be? Why did a person suddenly appear from the mysterious dark wall? Yi Chunfeng, who dodged to midair, looked at the human figure shrouded in darkness. It didn't have a human face and was emitting a fatal aura. He revealed a shocked expression. After the sneak attack failed, the human figure continued to attack. A power that made Yi Chunfeng feel suffocated was released from his body. It twisted the black space and blasted at Yi Chunfeng. Sword Tao intent, thunder Tao intent. Sensing the terrifying attack from the human figure, the sword and thunder Tao patterns shot out from his body and quickly fused together, forming a light sword that could cleave the sky and split the earth. Flying immortal sword. Yi Chunfeng used his hand as a sword and slashed out forcefully. The light sword that was fused with two Tao intents slashed down like mercury and cleaved at the human figure's attack. Boom, boom, boom. The two powerful attacks clashed and burst out with astonishing destructive power that pervaded the black space. In merely 2 breaths of time, the flying celestial sword that Yi Chunfeng had unleashed was shattered by the attack launched by the humanoid figure. The powerful remnant force ruthlessly bombarded Yi Chunfeng, forcing him to quickly dodge. The moment he dodged, the human figure continued to attack and started to mobilize the black spatial power. A giant whirlpool appeared above Yi Chunfeng's head and released a large amount of distorting power. It locked onto Yi Chunfeng and attacked him while slowing down his dodging speed. Divine Devil Bloodline Ignition, Divine Devil Body. After being locked onto by the spatial whirlpool, Yi Chunfeng didn't hesitate to burn his Divine Devil Bloodline. A violent and explosive power was released from his body. In the blink of an eye, Yi Chunfeng transformed into his Divine Devil Body. His body expanded by 1 size, and his physical body became extremely horrifying. More than 20 million kilograms of power filled his body and constantly shattered the distorting power that was attacking his body. Flame Dragon World Annihilation. His physical strength had reached the limit. The sword Tao pattern and thunder Tao pattern surged out of his body again. They turned into 9 ferocious and domineering flaming dragons, which whizzed into the spatial whirlpool. The explosive Tao will and 20 million kilograms of force tore apart the power of distortion. Crisscrossing cracks appeared in the space vortex, illuminating the dark space. Whoosh! When Yi Chunfeng's attack tore through space, an ear-piercing sound rang out. The avatar burst forth at full speed and appeared in front of Yi Chunfeng, launching a ferocious attack at close range. Yi Chunfeng didn't show any signs of weakness when facing the tidal wave of attacks from the human figures. The Heaven Tao pattern, Sword Tao pattern, Thunder Tao pattern, and fire Tao pattern gushed out from his body and revolved around him. They transformed into sharp attacks and ferocious counterattacks. Boss, the one in front of you doesn't seem to be a human. It's the manifestation of a powerful force. As Yi Chen-feng and the Avatar fought intensely, the Chaos Divine Beast sensed something was amiss and informed him of his thoughts. I know. He is the manifestation of the mysterious underworld wall. Furthermore, I have a feeling that this avatar has something to do with the middle-grade Dao technique, mysterious underworld extreme Dao. Yi Chen-feng replied telepathically. It can't be. That mysterious underworld extreme Dao is so strange, the Chaos Divine Beast said in astonishment. I waited until the end, but I didn't see the mysterious underworld extreme Dao. This is very abnormal. I think it must be because I didn't find where the mysterious underworld extreme Dao is hidden. In this space, the most mysterious thing is the mysterious underworld wall. Therefore, the mysterious underworld extreme Dao might be hidden in the mysterious underworld wall. And this avatar should be a test for the mysterious underworld extreme Dao. Yi Chen-feng analyzed with a voice transmission. Boss, do you want me to help you defeat this avatar? After a period of recuperation, the Chaos Divine Beast, who had recovered from a portion of his injuries, asked. No need. I can deal with him myself. As he spoke, Yi Chen-feng ignited his dragon bloodline and summoned 5 killing halos, further increasing his strength and attack. 7 swords of judgment, eclipse. Yi Chen-feng roared. A scarlet sword of light, which was like a scorching sun, brought along an invincible sword might. It was like the sea was overturning the world. It tore through space and cleaved at the avatar. The terrifying eclipse sword shattered his attack and broke through his body's defenses. It heavily struck his body and sent him flying. His body, which was covered in cracks, slammed heavily into the mysterious underworld wall behind him. Buzz! The moment the avatar was hit, a blinding white light shot out from the mysterious underworld wall. It distorted space and attacked Yi Chen-feng. Great Sun Sky Fire Fist. After being attacked by the mysterious underworld wall, Yi Chen-feng didn't dodge. Instead, he met it head-on. 20 million pounds of force, black flame sky fire, and fire Dao patterns fused into his fist. He blasted out a fist radiance that was like a scorching sun and clashed with the mysterious underworld white light. Boom! The 2 powerful attacks collided with each other, erupting with an astonishing amount of power. The Great Sun Sky Fire Fist, which was like a blazing sun, shattered the mysterious underworld white light like a hot knife through butter. The remaining power didn't diminish as it blasted towards the avatar, forcing him to dodge quickly. The avatar dodged the Great Sun Sky Fire Fist, but the mysterious underworld wall received the attack head-on. The white light that was released was completely dispersed. The smooth mirror-like wall had a slight tremor. Golden Rock Bloodline Ignition. Yi Chen-feng quickly ignited the 3rd bloodline in his body and increased his flying speed to the limit. He then launched a ferocious attack on the avatar that was severely injured. The extremely sharp sword radiance and the fist radiance that was filled with 20 million pounds of force and the power of slaughter continuously bombarded the avatar's body. They completely suppressed his attacks and aggravated his injuries. His body was covered in cracks. Seeing that the avatar was going to be destroyed by Yi Chen-feng's ferocious attacks, the avatar let out a shaky voice. Boundless light shot out from his body, causing his entire body to turn illusory. Mysterious underworld extreme Dao. The avatar suddenly disappeared. A large number of illusion Dao patterns turned into reality. The attack that was filled with destructive power was like a roaring dragon as it blasted towards Yi Chen-feng. Buzz! The moment Yi Chen-feng's eyes locked onto the mysterious underworld extreme Dao, a large number of illusions appeared in his eyes and confused his consciousness. However, Yi Chen-feng had comprehended the illusion Dao intent to the 4th heaven. In less than a breath, he regained his consciousness and immediately counterattacked. 7 swords of judgment, sky-shattering. Several Dao intense, merged into the sovereign weapon. The sword slashed out and swept across the heaven and earth. The terrifying sky-shattering sword tore the sea of clouds in the sky and stirred up chaos in the sky. As far as the eye could see, the sky seemed to have been completely shattered by this sword. The terrifying spatial crack extended for tens of thousands of feet. For a moment, the heaven and earth changed color. Thunder roared, and divine prowess shook the sky. The two mid-grade Tao skills collided and violently repelled each other. The destructive power that was produced engulfed the heaven and earth and attacked Yi Qinfeng's body, shattering the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. After about 10 breaths, the sky-shattering sword tore the mysterious underworld extreme Tao apart. The entire space was in chaos. It has been 60,000 years. Finally, someone has passed the test. You are now qualified to comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. However, you only have 10 days to comprehend it. After 10 days, regardless of whether you can comprehend the mysterious underworld extreme Tao or not, you will have to leave this place. After speaking, the mysterious underworld wall shot out a ray of illusory light and poured into Yi Qinfeng's mind. It turned into an extremely complex mental cultivation method that rapidly circulated in his mind. This mental cultivation method was the cultivation method of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 532. It turns out that the Xianming Extreme Way is a middle-grade Tao skill that uses the illusion Tao will as its foundation and several attack Tao will as its supplement. The more Tao will that is integrated into it, the more powerful the Xianming Extreme Way will be. Yi Qinfeng quickly skimmed through the Xianming Extreme Tao's cultivation mantra. He had a preliminary understanding of the Xianming Extreme Tao. He got rid of all distracting thoughts and began to control the God-Eater brain to comprehend the mantra and quickly deduce it. Time passed quickly as Yi Qinfeng comprehended. It has been 5 days. Why hasn't Su Mingwei come out yet? Did he really meet with an accident and die in there? Shui Yurao, who was burning with anxiety, had been waiting outside the Xianming cave for 5 days. However, Yi Qinfeng was nowhere to be seen. This made her more and more anxious and worried. She kept pacing outside the Xianming cave. The reason why Shui Yurao was so worried about Yi Qinfeng was not that she cared about his life. She was afraid that if something happened to him and his mysterious combat Beast Emperor Master knew about it, it would bring a devastating disaster to the Xianming cave. Just as Shui Yurao was waiting anxiously, the communication pearl in her arms suddenly lit up. When she heard the voice from the communication pearl, she was overjoyed. She quickly left the Xianming cave, gathered the experts of the Xianming sect, and went to the Xianming sect's gate. Screech! There was a piercing cry of a bird. 3 golden-crowned black eagles with a wingspan of more than 10 meters, black feathers as sharp as swords, and crown-like sarcomas on their heads broke through the sky and flew over at an extremely fast speed. Sect leader, who is the envoy from the Western Devil sect? The great elder of the Xianming sect looked at the 3 black eagles that were flying closer and asked Shui Yurao softly. She was overjoyed, and there was a hint of expectation between her eyebrows. This time, it is the great guardian Emo Longyuan. Shui's beautiful eyes were filled with charm as she said softly. As she spoke, the 3 golden-crowned black eagles flew over quickly with a gust of wind and landed at the Xianming sect's gate. Emo Longyuan, who was wearing a black robe with golden edges, was the first to jump off the black eagle. He walked over slowly with 4 experts of the Western Devil sect. When he saw Shui Yurao, who was wearing a green silk dress, had a plump figure, and exuded a mature charm from head to toe, his eyes immediately lit up with desire. If Yi Qinfeng had been here, he would have recognized Emo Longyuan as the person who had tried to kill him in the North Sea Prefecture. In the end, Mo Long Yuan had been the one who had used the formation map and chaos divine beasts to injure him. Grand Protector, you're finally here. Shui Yuruo revealed a charming smile. With a fragrance wafting from her body, she quickly walked up to him and said in a sweet voice, Yuruo, I brought you the 5 Dragon Abyss tokens you wanted. How are you going to thank me? Mo Long Yuan did not hide the lust in his eyes as he looked at Shui Yuruo's voluptuous body and said lecherously, Ha ha, I've said it before. As long as the Great Guardian helps my dark underworld sect obtain 5 spots to participate in the Long Yuan Sacred City Martial Competition, I will definitely repay you well. Shui Yuruo's red lips parted slightly, and the seductive red color attracted Mo Long Yuan so much that he had an impulse to kiss her. Ha ha, Yuruo, you really suit my taste. Mo Long Yuan laughed and said with satisfaction, The banquet is ready. Grand Protector and the 4 messengers, please come in. Having said that, Shui Yuruo turned around slightly. Her sexy waist swayed gently as she led Mo Long Yuan and the other 4 messengers into the dark underworld sect. After eating and drinking to his heart's content, Mo Long Yuan, who was slightly drunk, hugged Shui Yuruo's sexy body and came to her courtyard beside the lake. The 4 messengers from the Western Demon sect were also accompanied by the beautiful female disciples of the Dark Underworld sect. They came to the prepared guest rooms and enjoyed the service of the beauties. Yuruo, in order to get these 5 Dragon Abyss tokens for you, I've spent a lot of effort. If you don't serve me well today, I won't let you off. Walking into Shui Yuruo's room, which was emitting a faint fragrance, Mo Long Yuan smiled evilly and pressed Shui Yuruo against the wall. His big hands touched her hot body roughly. Don't worry, Grand Protector. Yuruo will definitely satisfy you. I will remember this day forever. However, before Yuruo serves Grand Protector, I have one more thing to ask of you. Shui Yuruo said coquettishly. Her red lips parted slightly as she gasped for breath. What is it? The impatient Mo Long Yuan frowned slightly and asked unhappily. His big hand had already reached into Shui Yuruo's clothes. A few days ago, Yuruo almost died in the dark underworld mountain range. Shui Yuruo endured Mo Long Yuan's rough hands and told Mo Long Yuan about the capture of the tree demon and the appearance of the mysterious expert who snatched the tree core away. She also told him about Su Mingwei and his mysterious combat beast Emperor Master. She wanted to borrow Mo Long Yuan's power to eliminate all the potential dangers around the Dark Underworld sect. A level 3 reverse beast king killed a half-step combat beast emperor tree demon. Are you sure that person didn't hide his true strength? Because he had not seen it with his own eyes, Mo Long Yuan did not believe that there would be such a talented, peerless genius in the Dark Underworld mountain range. I don't think that person hid his true strength. After all, with his strength, there is no point in hiding his true strength in front of us, Shui Yuruo said softly. She was still scared when she thought about how Yi Chunfeng destroyed the tree demon with a single punch. All right, don't be a wet blanket. As long as you serve me well, I will help the Dark Underworld sect eliminate all the potential dangers. Mo Long Yuan was aroused by Shui Yuruo's seductive body. He could not help but want to do her on the spot. Then I will leave everything to you, Grand Protector. As Shui Yuruo spoke, she cast a seductive glance at Mo Long Yuan and gently pushed him away. Then, she stretched her hands to the back of her neck and slowly undid the buttons one by one, revealing her fair and tender skin, sexy collarbone, and charming curves. However, at this moment, a deafening ape roar resounded. It reverberated through the heavens and earth and shook the surroundings. The powerful energy wave caused the ground to tremble. What's that sound? Mo Long Yuan, who was burning with lust, trembled. He looked at Shui Yuruo, whose expression changed greatly, and asked in a low voice. I don't know. Shui Yuruo stopped unbuttoning her clothes and said with a pale face, Grand Protector, let's go and take a look. It seems that something has really happened to the Dark Underworld sect. Thinking of what had happened to the Dark Underworld sect recently, Shui Yuruo's heart was in a mess. She grabbed Mo Long Yuan's arm tightly and begged, "Grand Protector, as long as you help the Dark Underworld sect get rid of the crisis, I promise to serve you well for a few days. I will do whatever you want. Mother of Asterisk-Cur, I want to see who dares to behave atrociously in the profound underworld sect. I'm going to break his neck and grind his bones into dust." Mo Long Yuan, whose mood was interrupted, was furious as he roared furiously. After speaking, Mo Long Yuan quickly tidied up his clothes and left the room with Shui Yura, whose face was slightly flushed. He followed the ape roar that was still lingering in the air and rushed over with a murderous look. That seems to be the courtyard where Su Mingwei is practicing. How could the sound come from there? Could it be that the sound just now was made by Su Mingwei's mysterious master? He knows that something has happened to Su Mingwei. Thinking of the possibility, Shui Yurua trembled. Her face turned pale, and her heart was in a mess. However, when Mo Long Yuan, who was full of rage, tore the restriction formation in the courtyard, Shui Yurua was stunned. She had never dreamed that the person who had made the earth-shaking roar was not Su Mingwei's mysterious combat beast emperor master, but Ling Yu, who was beside him and was a handyman disciple of the Dark Underworld sect. If you want to see Shui Yurua, please add her WeChat public account, YLTY83. I will send you photos of Shui Yurua soon. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it when you open the bookshelf next time. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 533. What a pure bloodline power. How can a human's bloodline power be so strong? Looking at the divine ape's shadow in the spiritual fish's petite body and feeling the bloodline power release from her body, Mo Long Yuan's eyes widened in disbelief. No, there's something wrong with her body. She doesn't seem to be a human. Having cultivated for more than 1,000 years, Mo Long Yuan, who was experienced and knowledgeable, knew the secrets of the spiritual fish's body. His gloomy face revealed a surprised expression. He looked at Shui Yurua beside him and asked, "Who is she?" "She's spiritual fish, a servant disciple of the Xianming sect." Because of Su Mingwei, Shui Yurua had investigated the spiritual fish and knew her identity. Servant disciple, Mo Long Yuan smiled and said, "I'm very interested in her. This time, I'm going to take her with me. Do you have any objections? It's her fortune to be able to follow the great guardian." "I have no objections." In order to please Mo Long Yuan, Shui Yurua agreed without hesitation. She didn't care about the spiritual fish's life. "Ha ha, I didn't expect to gain so much from this trip. This trip is really worth it." Feeling the pure bloodline power in the spiritual fish's body, Mo Long Yuan laughed excitedly. He had a feeling that if he could take the spirit fish with him, lock her up, and absorb her primordial yin and the power of her bloodline, he would have a great chance of breaking through the most difficult step and becoming a peerless emperor. Just as Mo Long Yuan was immersed in his beautiful fantasy, the spiritual fish, who had consumed the 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs left by Yi Chen Feng, had further awakened the golden-eye divine ape's bloodline and reached the level of a level 3 reverse beast king, sensed danger. Her petite body burst out with amazing power, and she suddenly tried to break out. "Why do I want to run?" When Mo Long Yuan saw that the spiritual fish wanted to escape, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly, revealing a cold smile. His body flashed slightly, drawing a shadow in the air and intercepting the spiritual fish. 10 million pounds of strength. After the second awakening of the golden-eye divine ape's bloodline, the spiritual fish had 10 million pounds of strength, which was enough to fight against a level 6 reverse beast king. When she activated the power of her bloodline and channeled all the strength in her body into her fist, the terrifying power made Mo Long Yuan feel suffocated. The spirit fish's punch was filled with an unparalleled explosive force, and it directly pierced through Mo Long Yuan's chest, forcing him to quickly place his palms in front of his chest, blocking her punch head-on. Boom! The spirit fish's punch landed on Mo Long Yuan's overlapping fists. Instantly, a force of 10 million Jin erupted. The terrifying force passed through Mo Long Yuan's palm and into his arms, causing his arms to go numb. His body uncontrollably retreated, leaving behind 10 deep footprints on the hard ground. What? What kind of physique does this spiritual fish have? How could she be so strong? Witnessing this scene, Shui Yurua's eyes widened in disbelief. She was in a daze. Could it be that the spirit fish is also related to Su Mingwei's mysterious master? Thinking that the spirit fish was very close to Su Mingwei, who had suddenly emerged, Shui Yu couldn't help but connect the two together. A trace of uneasiness arose in her heart. However, when she thought of Mo Longyan's identity and background, the uneasiness in her heart lessened a lot. At this time, she made up her mind to get close to Mo Longyuan at all costs, and thus get close to the West Devil sect. What a powerful force! Being pushed back by the spirit fish's punch, Mo Longyuan wasn't shocked but delighted. The more powerful the spirit fish was, the more it proved how pure and terrifying her bloodline was. At this time, he felt that the spirit fish was more attractive to him than Shui Yurua. He couldn't wait to capture the spirit fish, take away her primordial yin, and absorb her pure bloodline power. Bloodline ignition, 100-soul blood demon blade. Mo Longyuan roared, and his spiritual beast bloodline instantly burned. The 100-soul blood demon blade, a middle-grade heaven artifact, appeared in his hand. A blood-red saber light traversed the void and intercepted the spirit fish that was trying to break through the encirclement. Being attacked by the 100-soul blood demon blade, the spirit fish knew that she was in danger, so she didn't slow down. She once again unleashed a force of 10 million Jin. Moving at high speed like a meteor, she slammed into the blood-red saber light. Kacha! The blood-red saber light was shattered by the spirit fish's ferocious collision. She exerted strength in her legs and jumped up high, wanting to cross Mo Longyuan and escape. Black Wheel of Death. The moment the spirit fish leaped into the air, 10 dark Dao patterns gushed out from Mo Longyuan's body and transformed into the Black Wheel of Death. It pierced through the sky and attacked the spirit fish, not giving her a chance to escape. Boom, boom, boom. After being attacked by the 10 Black Wheels of Death, the spirit fish continued to unleash the force of 10 million Jin and attacked the Black Wheels of Death that were close to her. Terrifying collision sounds echoed in the air, stirring up a fireworks-like airflow. Due to the huge commotion caused by the fight between the spirit fish and Mo Longyuan, the entire mystic underworld sect was alerted. Many people heard the commotion and rushed over. That seems to be the spirit fish. Elder Chu, who was in the crowd, saw the spirit fish stepping on the void and unleashing shocking fist lights. His small eyes widened as he couldn't believe what he was seeing. Just a few days ago, the spirit fish was still a submissive little girl who allowed him to bully her. But after not seeing her for a few days, she actually had the strength to fight with Mo Longyuan, who was a half-step combat beast emperor, and she wasn't at a disadvantage. Such a huge contrast made Elder Chu feel as though he was in a dream. It also made him feel a lingering fear. Don't make any unnecessary struggles. Stay here obediently. After condensing the Black Wheel of Death to entangle the spirit fish, Mo Longyuan condensed his soul wings and flew into the air with extreme speed. He wielded the 100-soul blood demon blade and slashed out streaks of blood-red saber light, attacking the spirit fish fiercely. He wanted to seal off her escape route. After being attacked by Mo Longyuan's concentrated saber light, the spirit fish, who was in danger, still didn't retreat. Instead, she forcefully executed the Golden Eye Divine Ape's inherited ability, Star-Seizing Fist. The spirit fish gathered all her strength and blasted out a punch. The air in front of her exploded from this punch. A huge hand that seemed to be holding a star appeared out of nowhere. It carried an astonishing destructive power and fiercely bombarded the crisscrossing blood-red saber light. Crack! Crack! Layers of blood-red saber light were smashed by the star-seizing fist. The powerful energy fluctuation caused the heaven and earth to change. The terrifying aftershock even forced Mo Lonyuan to retreat. 8 divine ape shadows. After using the star-seizing fist to force Mo Lonyuan back, the spirit fish, who fell to the ground, immediately executed the divine ape's inherited footwork. Her entire body turned into an afterimage and rapidly fled. Myriad transformations, Black Lotus. Mo Lonyuan quickly stabilized his body. 10 Tao patterns of darkness transformed into a Black Lotus. With extreme speed, it blasted towards the spirit fish that was trying to break out of the encirclement. Boom! When a myriad transformations, Black Lotus got close to the spirit fish, it exploded. A powerful demonic aura instantly spread out and engulfed the spirit fish. It greatly slowed down her escape speed and damaged her body. Great Demon slaying Dragon Blade. When the spirit fish relied on her physical defense to tear apart the violent demonic aura and break free, Mo Lonyuan instantly fused with 100 Souls Blood Demon Blade and turned into a demonic dragon-like saber light. He heavily slashed towards the spirit fish. Caught off guard, the spirit fish was struck by Mo Lonyuan's great demon slaying dragon blade. Her powerful physical defense was broken, and her entire body was almost split open. A large amount of blood sprayed out from the wounds on her body. She fell heavily on the ground and was severely injured. Mobile reading website, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 534. And something happened to the spirit fish. The moment the spirit fish was injured by Mo Lonyuan's demon slaying Dragonblade, the soul imprint that Yi Chunfeng left on her body shattered. Yi Chunfeng, who was in mysterious underworld cave, quickly deduced and comprehended the mysterious underworld extreme Tao, immediately sensed it. After 5 days of comprehension, he had basically grasped the true essence of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. He was just waiting to master it in practice. No matter who it is, anyone who dares to hurt the spirit fish is dead meat. Yi Chunfeng's eyes revealed a trace of ruthlessness. He stood up decisively and left the space where the mysterious underworld wall was. He quickly flew out of the mysterious underworld cave. Golden-eyed blood, ape's bloodline, completely ignite. Yi Chunfeng had not appeared for a long time, and the severely injured spirit fish knew that she could only rely on herself. She did not care about the price and completely ignited her bloodline power. Ignoring the injuries on her body, she once again blasted out the star-seizing fist towards Mo Lonyuan. Just as Mo Lonyuan dodged the star-seizing fist, the spirit fish quickly jumped up and cleverly rushed towards the mysterious underworld sect's disciples who were hiding in the distance. She wanted to escape from the mysterious underworld sect amidst the chaos. Not good, quickly dodge. The spirit fish rode on the 8 divine ape shadows and rushed over. Dozens of mysterious underworld sects experts were frightened and quickly dodged to the side. For a moment, the scene was completely chaotic. If you don't want to die, scram. Otherwise, don't blame me for being merciless. When Mo Lonyuan saw the spirit fish charging into the chaotic crowd, he roared furiously and ordered loudly. Streaks of blood-red saber light continuously slashed down, attacking the spirit fish that was moving around. Although the spirit fish was severely injured, the 8 divine ape shadows were extremely profound. Relying on the speed of the 8 divine ape shadows, she dodged Mo Lonyuan's blood-colored blade lights and fled towards the mysterious underworld sect. Several mysterious underworld sect's disciples were unable to dodge the blood-colored blade lights and died on the spot. Fresh blood splattered all over the ground. What are you all in a daze for? Quickly stop her. If she escapes, I will not forgive you all. Mo Long Yuan did not expect that the spiritual fish would still escape, even after he tried his best to stop it. He was furious and ordered loudly. Hearing Mo Long Yuan's roar, the 4 West Devil Sex experts, Shui, Yura, and the others quickly condensed their soul wings and chased after the spiritual fish that had escaped from the profound Nether sect and entered the profound Nether mountain range. Where did Brother Chengfeng go? Why hasn't he come to save me yet? Although the spiritual fish had killed her way out of the Shinming sect, the destructive power of the great demon Slay Dragon Slash was extremely strong, causing her to be severely injured. She also lost more and more blood. Gradually, a trace of dizziness appeared in her mind, and her movement speed became slower and slower. Gradually, Mo Long Yuan, who was chasing her relentlessly, caught up with her and closed the distance between them. Canyon. The spiritual fish endured its injuries and ran for more than an hour in the mysterious dark mountain range. Not far away, it discovered a valley covered by layers of clouds. It gritted its teeth and jumped down. Humph! You think you can escape from me by jumping into the valley? You are too naive. Mo Long Yuan's powerful soul had already locked onto the spiritual fish. Her every move was under Mo Long Yuan's control. Sensing that the spiritual fish had jumped into the bottomless canyon, Mo Long Yuan flapped his blood-red soul wings and chased after her with extreme speed. Bang! The spiritual fish fell heavily into the valley, creating a huge pit that was more than 10 meters deep in the damp ground. A large amount of blood sprayed out from her mouth and body. Just when the spiritual fish struggled to climb out of the huge pit and used the complicated terrain at the bottom of the valley to continue escaping, a blood-red blade light descended from the sky and ruthlessly slashed at her, intercepting her. I said, "Don't make any unnecessary struggle. You can't escape from my palm." Mo Long Yuan flapped his blood-red soul wings and flew in the air. He looked at the severely injured spiritual fish and said ferociously, "You evil person, Brother Chengfeng will definitely avenge me and kill you." Looking at the fiendish Mo Long Yuan and feeling his fiery gaze, the spiritual fish was scared and struggled to shout. "Ha ha! Kill me!" Mo Long Yuan laughed arrogantly and said, "Wait for me to take away your primordial een and suck your blood dry. Wait for him to come find me for revenge." After saying that, Mo Long Yuan sped up and flew towards the frightened spiritual fish. He wanted to seriously injure her and take away her precious primordial een. Looking at Mo Long Yuan, who was flying closer and closer, the severely injured spiritual fish clenched her teeth and wanted to fight with all her strength. In her mind, she even had thoughts of suicide. But at this moment, a familiar voice entered the spiritual fish's ears. It made her highly concentrated mind relax. Her pale face also revealed a flower-like smile. The next moment, an ear-piercing sound rang out. Mo Long Yuan, who was flying at high speed, only felt a blur in front of his eyes. A blurry figure appeared in front of the spiritual fish and faced him head-on. In a flash, Mo Long Yuan did not have time to think. He poured all his soul power into the 100-soul blood demon blade and slashed it with irresistible force. Facing the attack of the 100-soul blood demon blade, Yi Chunfeng, who had arrived in time, did not dodge. He stretched out his right hand and grabbed the blade. Filled with thousands of pounds of strength, his right hand, which was as hard as a high-grade heaven tool, directly grabbed the 100-soul blood demon blade and shattered the terrifying blood-red blade light. What? Witnessing the scene of the 100-soul blood demon blade being caught by someone else, Mo Long Yuan's heart was in turmoil. However, when he raised his head to look at Yi Chunfeng, who had regained his original appearance, and saw his familiar appearance, a shock that came from the depths of his soul completely occupied his body. So much so that his mind went blank. He opened his mouth wide and did not say a word for a long time. Mo Long Yuan, we meet again. Looking at Mo Long Yuan, who was in a daze and looked as if he had seen a ghost, Yi Chunfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a sinister smile. "You, how could it be you? How could you have such terrifying strength?" Mo Longyuan could never imagine that Yi Chunfeng, who was chased by him back then and almost lost his life, only used a few years to grow to a level that made him tremble in fear. Mo Longyuan, let's settle the old and new debts together today. As he spoke, billowing soul power and thousands of pounds of strength poured into Yi Chunfeng's right hand. His right hand suddenly exerted strength, and under Mo Longyuan's fearful gaze, he forcefully crushed the mid-grade Heaven Tool, 100 Soul Blood Demon Blade. Rank 3 Reverse Beast King. Sensing Yi Chunfeng's strength, Mo Longyuan suddenly opened his eyes wide. He thought of something and said in horror, could it be that the monster who smashed the half-step combat Beast Emperor Tree Demon a few days ago was you? Congratulations, you guessed it right. That person was me. In Yi Chunfeng's eyes, Mo Longyuan was already a dead man, so he admitted it very frankly. Blood escape. After confirming Yi Chunfeng's identity, Mo Longyuan was scared out of his wits. Without thinking, he decisively burned his blood and used the blood escape to break out of the encirclement. Xianming Extreme Dao. The moment Mo Longyuan used the blood escape, Yi Chunfeng's body flashed slightly and intercepted him. He used the Xianming Extreme Dao that he had just comprehended. The Illusion Dao pattern, Heaven Dao pattern, Sword Dao pattern, Thunder Dao pattern, and Fire Dao pattern fused together and turned into a dragon-like destructive attack. It released a powerful illusion and bombarded Mo Longyuan. Buzz. After receiving the Xianming Extreme Dao attack, Mo Longyuan was affected by the Illusion Dao pattern, and his reaction speed was slightly delayed. When he came back to his senses, the Xianming Extreme Dao that carried astonishing destructive power had landed heavily on his body. The terrifying power of the Extreme Dao shattered his body's defenses as easily as crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood, directly killing him. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 535. Lingyu, I have been cultivating in the mysterious underworld cave recently. Sorry for being late. After using the mysterious underworld extreme, Dao, to kill Mo Longyuan, Yi Chunfeng immediately came to the side of the severely injured Lingyu. He took out 2 heaven-class soul pellets and fed them to her as he apologized. Big brother Chingfeng, you don't have to blame yourself. I don't blame you. Blame those people for being too hateful. The Lingyu shook her head and angrily glared at Mo Longyuan's corpse that tried to steal her primordial yin and suck her blood dry. Lingyu, don't worry. I will not let those people who try to harm you go. Go to my universe realm to heal your injuries. Yi Chunfeng softly promised. After speaking, he gave all the 1,000-year-old spiritual herbs to the Lingyu and summoned his universe realm. He put her inside to heal her injuries. Western Devil Sect, you can go now. Yi Chunfeng put on the silver mask and controlled the Illusion Dao pattern to change his appearance. He summoned the golden rock wings and accelerated out of the valley that was covered by the sea of clouds, arriving at the mystic underworld mountain range. Strange, where did the Great Protector go? The 4 Western Devil Sect experts suddenly lost track of Mo Longyuan. They immediately took out their communication beads to contact him, but they were unable to reach him. Perhaps the Great Protector has already caught that little girl and is enjoying her in the forest, absorbing her primordial yin and blood. A thin Western Devil Sect expert with a centipede scar at the corner of his eye and a cold aura exuding from his body revealed a thought-provoking smile. He wasn't worried about Mo Longyuan's safety. Haha, that is very possible. The other 3 Western Devil Sect experts laughed and said enviously, "Murderous aura." Just as the 4 of them were passing through the mysterious underworld mountain range, a terrifying murderous aura locked onto them. It made their hearts tremble and their hairs stand up. In the next moment, their vision blurred and a blurry figure appeared in front of them. "Who are you?" Seeing Yi Chunfeng, who was wearing a black robe and a silver mask and emitting a sharp killing intent. The four Western demon sect experts sensed a deep sense of danger and asked cautiously, "The person who will kill you?" Yi Chen-feng said without the slightest trace of emotion. Carrying a monstrous killing intent, he attacked the four Western devil sect experts. Illusory Dao Insight, Bewitchment. After comprehending the mystic underworld extreme Dao, Yi Chen-feng grasped some techniques to control the illusory Dao pattern attacks. When he approached the four Western devil sect experts, 40 illusory Dao patterns gushed out from his body and confused their consciousness, causing a slight delay in their reaction. Extreme Ancient Heavenly Lightning, Destroy. In the next moment, the ancient extreme heavenly lightning bolts shot out from Yi Chen-feng's body, turning into four extreme heavenly lightning needles. They broke through the four's defenses and pierced through their heads, killing them on the spot. After killing the four people, Yi Chen-feng collected their belongings. He released the black flame, heavenly fire, and burned the four corpses into ashes. His body flashed and disappeared. Because the mystic underworld sect was related to whether he could successfully participate in the upcoming Dragon Abyss Sacred City Martial Meet, Yi Chen-feng didn't go on a killing spree. He quietly went to the mystic underworld cave, and with the help of the Space Devourer, he broke the restriction at the entrance of the mystic underworld cave and entered. Mystic underworld sect, I originally didn't want to deal with you, but it is a pity that you actually colluded with the Western devil sect to harm the spirit fish. Since that is the case, don't blame me for being impolite. Yi Chen-feng's eyes flashed with ferocious light as he muttered in his heart. Bang! The restriction on Mo Longyuan's universe ring was broken, and Yi Chen-feng's soul spirit seeped into search for the treasures he left behind. 98 peak-grade soul crystals, over 13,000 high-grade soul crystals, and over 20 million mid-grade soul crystals. Jade Scroll? I wonder what is recorded in this Jade Scroll. Yi Chen-feng searched through Mo Longyuan's belongings and found a large number of soul crystals, soul elixirs, thousand-year-old spiritual items, and heaven artifacts. Finally, he found a white jade porcelain box with a dark green jade scroll sealed in it. This is the topographic map of the Western continent. Yi Chen-feng unsealed the jade box and released his soul spirit to seep into the jade scroll. He found that the Jade Scroll actually recorded a complete topographic map of the Western continent and revealed a puzzled expression. But when he quickly browsed through the topographic map of the Western continent, he found something suspicious. In a corner of the map, there was a detailed map of a place called Vast Heaven Domain. Vast Heaven Domain seems to be the #1 dangerous place in the Western continent. When Yi Chen-feng was searching for Su Mingwei's soul spirit, he had obtained information about Vast Heaven Domain. He knew that it was known as the #1 dangerous place in the Western continent. Even combat beast emperors would find it hard to leave alive after entering. Interesting, I didn't expect the Western continent to have such a dangerous place like the Death Region. But why would this Mo Longyuan have a map of Vast Heaven Domain's periphery? Could it be that the ambitious Mo Fengyun set his sights on Vast Heaven Domain, and there is a great opportunity there that attracted him? Thinking of this possibility, Yi Chen-feng also became a little interested in Vast Heaven Domain. When Yi Chen-feng secretly entered the mysterious underworld cave, the entire mysterious underworld sect was in an uproar. Almost all of the mysterious underworld sect's disciples were mobilized and entered the mysterious underworld mountain range to search for the whereabouts of Mo Longyuan and the others. Master, do you think something happened to Mo Longyuan and the others? Shui Yuan noticed that Mo Longyuan and the others, who were chasing after the spiritual fish, seemed to have evaporated into thin air and disappeared from the mysterious underworld mountain range. She fell into a state of panic and immediately found Shui Honghin to tell her what happened and discuss countermeasures. You said that the spiritual fish suddenly had the strength to fight against a half-step emperor expert. After listening to Shui Yurua's explanation, Shui Honghin tightly frowned. She also felt the seriousness of the situation and paced back and forth in the cave. If there is no news of Mo Long Yuan and the others by tomorrow, it means that something happened to them and they died in the mysterious underworld mountain range. Shui Honghin said in a low voice, Master, if something really happened to Mo Long Yuan and the others, who do you think did it? Shui Yurua asked in a fluster. Once the Western Devil sect knew about this, the mysterious underworld sect would most likely suffer from the Western Devil sect's revenge. This was something that they could not afford. Within the territory of the mysterious underworld sect, there are only two people who have the ability to kill Mo Long Yuan and the others. One of them is Su Mingwei's mysterious combat Beast Emperor Master, and the other is the Silver-Masked Man who killed the Tree Demon with a single punch. Shui Honghin pondered for a while and said, Even if the culprit is one of them, we don't have the ability to catch them. Moreover, the Western Devil sect will not believe our explanation. Shui Yurua said in distress. Yeah, we don't have any evidence to convince the Western Devil sect. The only thing we can do now is to seal off the news and not let the Western Devil sect know that something happened to Mo Long Yuan and the others in the mysterious underworld sect. Shui Honghin sighed softly. Sigh, this is the only way now. Shui Yurua nodded helplessly and said, Days passed. When the experts of the mysterious underworld sect searched the entire mysterious underworld mountain range and did not find Mo Long Yuan and the others, they were certain that something had happened to Mo Long Yuan and the others. Feeling helpless, Shui Yurua and Shui Honghin felt that the situation was serious and immediately sealed off the news. They even placed a soul imprint on many disciples to prevent the news from spreading. Just when Shui Yurua and Shui Honghin spent a lot of effort to seal off the news of Mo Long Yuan and the others, a piece of news exploded in the mysterious underworld sect. Su Mingwei, who was trapped in the mysterious underworld cave for almost a month, miraculously came out. Mobile reading site, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 536. Su Mingwei, what did you encounter in the mysterious underworld cave for the past month? How did you manage to stay in the mysterious underworld cave for so long? Shui Yurua, Shui Honghin, and the others were in disbelief when they heard that Su Mingwei had managed to leave the mysterious underworld cave alive. They rushed over immediately to ask about it. Sect Master, the reason why I was able to stay in the mysterious underworld cave for so long is because of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Yi Chenfeng made up a story casually. What? Mysterious underworld extreme Tao? Shui Yurua and Shui Honghin looked at each other and saw the shock in each other's eyes. They could not believe that the mysterious underworld extreme Tao that had not appeared for 60,000 years had been obtained by Yi Chenfeng. Su Mingwei, you have really obtained a mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Shui Yurua looked at Yi Chenfeng with a burning gaze and asked excitedly. She was very interested in the cultivation chant of the mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Yes, if Sect Master does not believe me, I can show it to you. Yi Chenfeng nodded and said, Good. Show it to me quickly. Shui Yurua said eagerly. She wanted to see the power of the number 1 killer move of the mysterious underworld sect that had been passed down for 60,000 years. Shui Yurua was not the only one who was excited. Shui Honghin and the other experts of the mysterious underworld sect were also looking at Yi Chenfeng with their eyes wide open. Their eyes were filled with anticipation, envy, and jealousy. Illusion Tao pattern, fire Tao pattern. 5 illusion Tao patterns and 1 fire Tao pattern gushed out of Yi Chenfeng's body. Under his control, they merged quickly and formed an illusory wild dragon. Illusion, what a powerful illusion power. Looking at the wild dragon formed by the illusion Tao pattern and fire Tao pattern, many of the mysterious underworld sect's disciples lost their consciousness. There were many illusions in their eyes, and their reactions were extremely slow. Mysterious underworld extreme Tao. Yi Chenfeng shouted. The illusory wild dragon whizzed out and bombarded the lush forest outside the mysterious underworld cave. Immediately after, there was an earth-shattering explosion. Terrifying energy swept across the land and razed the forest within a 1-mile radius to the ground. The ground trembled as a result. What terrifying power! The mysterious underworld extreme way truly lives up to its name. Seeing the destructive power of the Xian Ming Extreme Dao, everyone present was deeply shocked, and the entire place became absolutely silent. Damn it! How could this be? Not only did Su Mingwei not die, he even comprehended the legendary Xian Ming Extreme Way. How could he have such heaven-defying luck? When he thought about how he had only managed to obtain a high-grade heaven-class soul skill from the mysterious underworld cave, while Su Mingwei had obtained a mid-grade mysterious underworld extreme way. This huge disparity made the eldest disciple of the mysterious underworld sect so depressed that he wanted to vomit blood. His entire face was contorted in anger. Su Mingwei, you are indeed the lucky star of our profound underworld sect. With your current attack power, you really have a great chance of entering the top 10 of the Dragon Lake Sacred City. At that time, our profound underworld sect will also benefit from your glory. After confirming that the soul imprint in Yi Qinfeng's mind was still there, Shui Yuruo and Shui Honghen did not suspect him. Shui Yuruo's mind became even more active as she started to think about the Xianming Extreme Dao. All right, everyone is dismissed. Su Mingwei, come with me. After finishing her words, Shui Yuruo, who was wearing a bright red short skirt and exuded a mature charm like a peach, led Yi Chunfeng to her courtyard beside the lake. It smells so good. After entering Shui Yuruo's boudoir, Yi Chunfeng smelled a faint fragrance floating in the air. The belly band embroidered with phoenix patterns on the headboard of the bed made Yi Chunfeng feel a little strange. Sect Master, may I know why you are looking for me? Yi Chunfeng quickly retracted his gaze and looked at the charming and enchanting Shui Yuruo with a smile on her face as he asked softly. Come, let's sit down and talk. Shui Yuruo gestured for Yi Chunfeng to sit down and personally poured a cup of dark green tea for him. She said, Mingwei, I have a few questions for you. I hope you can answer me honestly. If your answers satisfy me, I will reward you. After finishing her words, Shui Yuruo's eyes revealed a charming look that tugged at Yi Qinfeng's heart. Sect Master, please ask. Yi Qinfeng sneered in his heart and pretended to be reserved as he asked with flickering eyes. Let me ask you, what is your relationship with Lingyu? Has your mysterious master left my mysterious underworld sect? Shui Yuruo went straight to the point. Sect Master, why are you asking about Lingyu? Yi Qinfeng pretended to be puzzled and asked. Because something happened to Lingyu some time ago, and she became extremely terrifying. Shui Yuruo deliberately made up a story, but she deliberately concealed the matter about Mo Longyuan and the others. Sect Master, is Lingyu doing well? She is one of the people that my master values. If something happened to her, my master might vent his anger on the mysterious underworld sect when he comes. Yi Qinfeng asked worriedly. Don't worry. Lingyu is doing well, but she has left. I don't know where she went. Mingwei, tell me honestly. Has your master left? Shui Yuruo looked at Yi Qinfeng, who was a little excited, and asked in a low voice. My master's life is coming to an end. She has gone to the Taicang domain to look for panacea to prolong her life. Yi Chunfeng said with certainty. Really? Shui Yuruo frowned slightly and asked. I can swear to heaven that my master has gone to the Taicang domain. Yi Chunfeng swore to Heaven Wei without hesitation. Okay, I believe you. Seeing Yi Chunfeng swear to Heaven Wei, Shui Yuruo felt that there was no fluctuation in the soul mark in his mind. She believed his words and was basically sure that the mysterious silver-masked man had something to do with what happened to Mo Longyuan and the others. The Taicang domain was unimaginably dangerous. If Su Mingwei's master, who was a beast emperor, really went there, the chance of him coming back alive was less than 1 in 10,000. By the way, Mingwei, are you willing to share the cultivation formula of the Xianming Extreme Way with me? If you are willing, I can satisfy any of your requirements. Shui Yuruo rolled her eyes slightly. She stood up slowly and went behind Yi Chenfeng. She deliberately squeezed her plump body on Yi Chenfeng's broad back and whispered softly in Yi Chenfeng's ear. Feeling the soft feeling from his back and the fragrance from Shui Yuruo's mouth, Yi Chenfeng felt a kind of tingling sensation in his ears. A strange feeling arose in his heart, and he immediately wanted to dodge. I order you, don't dodge. Shui Yuruo clasped Yi Chenfeng's shoulders tightly and slid her fingertips gently on Yi Chenfeng's neck. She said in a commanding tone. Her charming look was enough to make many men worship her. Master, I am willing to share the cultivation formula of the Xianming Extreme Way with you. Yi Chenfeng did not want to have too much entanglement with Shui Yuruo. Since the Xianming Extreme Way was inherited from the Xianming sect, Yi Chenfeng had no intention of monopolizing it. More importantly, Yi Chenfeng had already thought of a plan to deal with the Xianming sect. Therefore, he very happily taught the cultivation formula of the Xianming Extreme Way to Shui Yuruo. After getting the cultivation formula of the Xianming Extreme Way, Shui Yuruo was overjoyed. Her towering breasts rose and fell rapidly. Master, if there is nothing else, I will go first. If I can't get rid of the yin qi in my body as soon as possible, it is likely to affect my performance in the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. Just as Shui Yuruo, who was in a good mood, wanted to continue seducing Yi Chenfeng, Yi Chenfeng casually found an excuse and left her boudoir. Su Mingwei, do you really think you can escape from my clutches? Let's not talk about the soul imprint I placed in your mind. Just my methods alone are enough to make you kneel before me. Once the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition is over, I will slowly play with you. I will make you stay in the profound underworld sect wholeheartedly. When she thought of Su Mingwei's amazing talent and heaven-defying luck, Shui Yuruo had an idea. She was prepared to tie him to her side at all costs so that he would be loyal to her forever. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the Say button at the bottom to record this reading record. You can see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 537. Time flew by, and the Dragon Abyss Sacred City martial arts competition was getting closer. In order to obtain a good ranking in the competition and obtain the Dragon Shi in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City to strengthen their sects, all the major forces in the Western continent were preparing with all their might. Finally, about 10 days before the martial arts competition, Shui Yuruo, who had been cultivating in seclusion, came out of seclusion. She immediately summoned all the Grand Elders, Yi Chenfeng, Shui Mozong, and the other four to the Xianming Hall. There are still 10 days before the martial arts competition. Since the Xianming sect is far away from the Dragon Abyss Sacred City, I have decided to bring everyone to the Dragon Abyss Sacred City tomorrow morning. Shui Yuruo, who had cultivated the Xianming Extreme Way to the minor completion realm and was not suspected by the Western Demon sect, was in a good mood. We are finally going to the Dragon Abyss Sacred City. Mo Fengyan, we're going to meet again. Yi Chenfeng's lips curled up slightly, revealing a cold intent that was hard to detect as he muttered in his heart, That's right. This time, I tried my best to obtain 5 Longyuan holy tokens for everyone. In other words, Su Mingwei, Shui Mozong, Chao Yun, Jing Ziki, and Hong Lin, the 5 of you can represent my profound underworld sect in the Longyuan Holy City Martial Competition. As Shui Yuruo spoke, she took out 5 precious Dragon Abyss tokens and gave them to Yi Chenfeng and the other 4. This martial arts competition is the best opportunity for the Xianming sect. It is also an opportunity for all of you to make a name for yourselves. I hope that all of you can seize this opportunity and obtain a large amount of Dragon Qi for the Xianming sect. I also hope that all of you can enter the top 16 and obtain a generous reward. Shui Yuruo encouraged everyone. Don't worry, sect leader. We will not let you down. Shui Mozong, who is the eldest disciple of the Xianming sect, stepped forward and promised loudly. Good. Shui Yuruo nodded her head in satisfaction. She then looked at Yi Qinfeng, whom she had high hopes for, and said, Mingwei, are you confident that you can enter the top 10 of the martial arts competition? Yes. Yi Qinfeng nodded his head and said solemnly, All right, if you can really enter the top 10 of the Lonyuan Sacred City martial art competition, I will definitely give you a big surprise. Shui Yurua's eyes revealed a hint of seductiveness as she promised in front of everyone, which made Shui Mozang's face turn green with anger. Ming Wei will definitely live up to Sect Master's expectations. Yi Qinfeng promised loudly. All right, let's go today. Have a good rest. Tomorrow morning, we will depart for Lonyuan Sacred City. Ming Wei, come with me. I have something to tell you. After that, under the jealous gazes of Shui Mozang, Chao Yun, and the others, Shui brought Yi Qinfeng back to her boudoir, which was filled with a delicate fragrance. Mingwei, sit and wait for me for a while. I'm going to change my clothes. Shui Yuo put down her airs as the leader of a sect, gently pressed Yi Qinfeng on the chair, gave him a charming smile, swayed her slender waist, and walked into the inner room. Change clothes. Yi Qinfeng's heart skipped a beat. Looking at Shui Yuo's sexy back, he vaguely felt something. After a while, Shui Yuo, who was wearing a black silk dress, walked out of the inner room with bare feet. Under the light, Shui Yuo's skin was as delicate as milk, sexy collarbone, and her breasts were faintly discernible, giving people a feeling that they were hugging a pipa, and her straight and white legs were completely exposed to the air. They were emitting a charming light, which was captivating. Sect Master, what are you doing? Although Yi Qinfeng did not have a good impression of Shui Yuo, he had to admit that Shui Yuo was indeed very charming at this time, especially her faintly discernible body, which attracted Yi Qinfeng's eyes like poison. He pretended to be flustered, stood up, and asked with flickering eyes, Mingwei, if you can win the top 10 in the Lonyuan Sacred City martial arts competition, I will be the woman behind you when you come here. Looking at Yi Qinfeng's slightly burning eyes, Shui Yuo's sexy red lips curled up slightly, revealed a charming smile, and promised. This, Yi Qinfeng opened his eyes wide and pretended to be surprised. What? Do you think I am not beautiful enough and not worthy of you? Shui Yuo walked over step by step with bare feet, and the fragrance of her body kept wafting into Yi Qinfeng's nose. No, I just think I am not worthy of you, Sect Master. Yi Qinfeng shook his head and said, Ha! As long as you in the top 10 in the Lonyuan Sacred City martial arts competition, I will immediately appoint you as the deputy sect master of the Stygian sect. At that time, we will live together, and I will definitely let you live a celestial life. Shui Yuruo gave a series of crisp smiles and said seductively, Rest assured, sect master, I will risk my life to enter the top 10 in the Lonyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. I will not let you down. Yi Qinfeng solemnly nodded his head and swore solemnly. Mingwei, I believe in you. Stay with me today and don't leave. Let me serve you well and encourage you. Shui Yuruo's slender fingers slid up and down Yi Qinfeng's chest. Her hot body leaned against him tightly, and she looked straight into Yi Qinfeng's eyes. She said in a wanton manner, Sect Master, there are still 10 days before the Lonyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. I don't want to be distracted. Let's talk about it when we come. Although Shui Yuruo was naturally charming and seductive and kept stirring up Yi Qinfeng's heart, Yu Nikang had always occupied the most important place in Yi Qinfeng's heart. He was not interested in her wanton behavior. Therefore, he found an excuse to reject her. It is true that luck is not the only reason why you have such strength today. Shui Yuruo smiled charmingly. She placed her head on his chest and said, All right, I will not force you anymore. Go and have a good rest. See you tomorrow morning. Sect Master, I am leaving. After saying that, Yi Qinfeng turned and left without hesitation. Su Mingwei, I think you won't betray my mysterious underworld sect anymore. Shui Yuruo, who was absolutely confident in her charm, revealed an enchanting and crafty smile as she muttered to herself. Although Yi Qinfeng had a soul imprint in his mind, Shui Yuruo was still afraid that he would shine in the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition and be roped in by other forces. If there was really a master who was good at array patterns to help Yi Chunfeng break the formation, the soul imprint in his mind could still be broken. Therefore, before she left, she wanted to seduce Yi Chunfeng and plant a seed in Yi Chunfeng's heart to increase her insurance so that he would be loyal to her. However, she did not know that all her schemes were useless in front of Yi Chunfeng. Screech! A crisp bird's cry broke the gathering dawn and reverberated in the sky. Mo Fengyan, wait for me. I will give you a big gift in the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition. I will make the Longyuan Sacred City martial arts competition a nightmare for the disciples of the Western Devil sect. After recuperating for a night, Yi Chunfeng looked at the faint light outside the window and revealed a cold smile as he said in his heart, after a simple wash. Yi Chunfeng left the courtyard where he was cultivating and went to the mysterious underworld sect. He met up with Shui Yura, who was wearing a long emerald dress, and the others. They rode on 6 huge flying heavenly beasts and left the mysterious underworld sect to fly to the Longyuan Sacred City. If you want to read Shui Yura's WeChat account, Y1TY83 mobile reading website, book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 538. The Longyuan Sacred City was similar to the ancient Sky City. It was a sacred city that was detached from its own continent and did not belong to any faction. It was located in the core region of the Western continent, in the center of the Dragon Soul mountain range. Due to the existence of the Longyuan Sacred City, the Longyuan Sacred City was filled with powerful dragon aura. The purpose of holding a martial arts competition here was to plunder the dragon aura in the city and temper the body. The dragon aura could also improve the sect's luck and change the development trend of a sect. We're here. The city in front is the Longyuan Sacred City. The 6 flying heavenly beasts continued to fly for about 8 days and crossed the vast area of the Western continent. Finally, they reached the sky above the Dragon Soul mountain range. Looking from afar, a magnificent, majestic ancient city that had experienced the vicissitudes of life was imprinted in their eyes. What a powerful dragon aura! Sect leader, how did this Longyuan Sacred City form? Looking at the Longyuan Sacred City located in the center of the Dragon Soul mountain range, Hong Lin, who was wearing a red martial arts suit and had a full body, asked curiously. I don't know how the Longyuan Sacred City was formed. However, some people say that the Longyuan Sacred City is suppressing the only dragon vein in the Western continent. There are also rumors that the Longyuan Sacred City is a dragon's tomb, and a divine dragon had fallen here. However, these are all rumors and have not been verified by anyone. However, when the dragon aura in the Longyuan Sacred City reaches its peak, the dragon abyss will appear. However, no one knows what is in the deepest part of the dragon abyss. There are no records in history as well. Shui Honghin, who was sitting cross-legged on the flying spiritual beast, opened her eyes and told everyone the rumors that she knew. Roar! Roar! Just as everyone was talking intensely as the Longyuan Sacred City was getting closer and closer, a series of ferocious lion roars came from afar. The terrifying roars reverberated through the 9 heavens, scaring the 6 flying heavenly beasts into screaming. Black Griffin. It's the Black Griffin of the 6th grade sect, 3 Corpse sect. Looking at the huge bird that was flapping its black wings and had a ferocious lion's head, Shui Yura immediately recognized that it was the Black Griffin of the 3 Corpses sect. The 3 Corpse sect was a mysterious force in the Western continent. They rarely showed themselves in the Western continent. However, the overall strength of the 3 Corpse sect was terrifying. There was a 6th grade defiant Beast King in the sect. Their overall strength was far superior to the Stygian sect. Ignore them. Let's go down. When Shui Honghin saw the experts of the 3 Corpse sect flying over, he immediately transmitted a message to them and released his powerful soul power to calm the frightened flying spirit beasts. He flew to the outskirts of the Dragon Lake holy city and landed on a piece of green grass with a pleasant scenery. Let's rest here today and wait for the Longyuan sacred city to open. Shui Honghin jumped off the flying spirit beast. He was very satisfied with the picturesque scenery of this place, which was close to a small lake. This place has been taken over by my three corpses sect. You should go somewhere else. Just as Yi Qinfeng and the others jumped off the flying spirit beasts, a cold and domineering voice suddenly rang out. A Class 5 reverse beast king of the Three Corpses sect stood on the head of the black griffin. He was skinny and wore a long black robe. His entire body emitted a dense aura of death as he looked down at the people of the profound underworld sect and ordered without a trace of emotion. This place seems to have been occupied by my profound underworld sect first. Although Shui Honghin did not want to have a conflict with the Three Corpses sect, she would not show any weakness. She looked at the black-robed man and said without backing down, "Humph, so what if you have occupied this place first?" The black-robed man snorted coldly and said, "I order you to leave this place now. Otherwise, don't blame my Three Corpses sect for being impolite to you." What arrogance! I want to see how your Three Corpses sect is going to be impolite to us. Shui Yurao did not expect the Three Corpses sect to be so overbearing. They did not take the profound underworld sect seriously at all. Her face instantly turned gloomy as she spoke coldly. "It seems like you won't cry until you see the coffin. Since that is the case, don't blame me for not giving you a chance." As he spoke, the skinny black-robed man, who looked like a dried corpse, jumped down from the black griffin. Suddenly, he launched an attack at Shui Yurao. He wanted to teach her a lesson and show the might of the Three Corpses sect. Three-tailed demon fox, fuse. Before the black-robed man attacked, Shui Yurao fused with the three-tailed demon fox without hesitation. A large amount of soul power burst out of her body and formed a huge illusory hand that slapped the black-robed man across the air. Boom! When Shui Yurao and the black-robed man's attack collided, there was a shocking destructive power. The loud sound was like thunder, attracting the attention of the experts from the major forces who had arrived in advance. Not bad, not bad. I didn't expect you to be able to withstand my attack. It seems like the profound underworld sect is not all useless. However, you are still far from being able to defeat me." As he spoke, the black-robed man turned his body and tore apart the air current like a spinning top. A large amount of death ripples intertwined as he continued to attack Shui Yurao. Profound underworld extreme Tao. The death ripples were like raging waves. Shui Yurao did not dodge. Instead, she forcefully executed the profound underworld sect's #1 killer move, the profound underworld extreme Tao, which she had just cultivated to the great success realm. Illusion Tao will and water Tao will gushed out from her body. She was like a huge roaring dragon. The terrifying attack power shattered the death ripples easily and tore at the black-robed man. What kind of attack is this? Facing the attack of the profound underworld extreme Tao, a large amount of illusions appeared in the black-robed man's eyes. There was a slight delay in his reaction. This slight delay was enough to kill him and put him in danger. Seeing that the black-robed man was under the attack of the profound underworld extreme Tao skill, a tall man with grayish-white hair and dense death aura flowed between his eyebrows. He looked young, but he was a grade 5 defiant beast king. He was holding a heaven artifact, long spear. Suddenly, he jumped down from a black griffin and appeared beside the black-robed man. Sky Corpse attack. In the next moment, a Sky Corpse wearing golden armor and holding a dragon head saber split out from his body and attacked the profound underworld extreme Tao together with the black-robed man. Boom! Boom! The three powerful attacks collided, and there was an earth-shattering explosion. The terrifying power seemed to be tearing the sky apart. The explosion caused the air current to surge violently. He is so young. Could he be a genius from the Three Corpse sect? Is he here to participate in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition? Looking at the young face of the grayish-white man and feeling his terrifying strength, the faces of Shui, Mo Sang, and the others turned extremely ugly. They did not expect that the three-corpse sect would have such a peerless genius. Their confidence to enter the top 16 was shaken. Third Elder, leave this beauty to me. I will play with her. Using the power of the Sky Corpse to resist the remaining power of the profound underworld extreme Tao, the grayish-white man revealed an unruly smile. He looked at Shui Yurua's hot body with a burning gaze. He licked his lips and said mockingly, Luo Mo, her attack is a little strange. You must be careful. Don't affect tomorrow's preliminary test. The black-robed old man looked at Shui Yurua coldly and said softly, Don't worry, Third Elder. There will be no accidents. The grayish-white man said domineeringly. A powerful battle intent burst out from his body. He is really a genius from the three-corpse sect. He is here to participate in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition. After knowing the identity of the grayish-white man, Shui, Mo Sang, and the others had a solemn expression. They felt immense pressure. Even Shui Yurua and Shui Honghen were shocked. They were shocked by the strength of the three-corpse sect. Just as they were about to draw their swords, a red figure appeared in the blue sky. It dyed the blue sky red and flew over with a shocking aura of blood. Behind the red figure, there were more than 10 level 6 heavenly beasts, Black Lawn. Their black wings were more than 10 meters long and covered the sky. Mo Fengyun. Looking at the arrogant figure standing on the red figure, Yi Chen Feng, who had sharp eyes, recognized him at first glance. He was the sect master of the West Demon Sect, the #1 man in the West Continent, Mo Fengyun. Judging from the aura of Mo Fengyun, he had become stronger again. He should be only a step away from becoming a level 3 combat beast emperor. Tonight's photo of Shui Yurua, I want to see it. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click on the save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 539. Stop Luo Mo. We'll let them off today. We'll deal with them during the martial arts competition. 8-inch, although the Three Corpses sect was arrogant and domineering, in front of the strongest man in the Western continent, Mo Fengyun, they did not dare to act rashly. Seeing Mo Fengyun riding the level 8 heavenly beast, the Scarlet Blood Heavenly Bat, the sect leader of the Three Corpses sect, Taoist Three Corpses, who was dressed in a long black robe and had white hair on his temples, had a slight change in expression as he immediately transmitted his voice to Mo Fengyun. You'd better pray that you don't meet me during the martial arts competition. Otherwise, I'll break your necks and send you to the afterlife. Luo Mo's eyes flashed fiercely as he looked at Shui Mo Zong and the others. He warned them arrogantly, causing Shui Mo Zong and the others' faces to turn black. However, Yi Chenfeng ignored Luo Mo's threat. His eyes were fixed on Mo Fengyun. He could feel a trace of danger from the aura that Mo Fengyun was emitting. Aside from Mo Fengyun, there was also a young man in a black eagle martial arts suit. His figure was tall and straight like a cypress tree. His deep eyes flickered with an aura that seemed to be able to swallow the entire galaxy. His strength had reached level 6 as a defiant beast king. This young man wearing a black eagle robe was the Western Devil Sect's #1 genius, Mo Wuong, who was hard to come by in 10,000 years. Arrogant. The Three Corpse sect is too arrogant. Hong Lin looked at Luo Mo and the others' backs and was trembling with anger. She gritted her teeth and said, Sigh, no matter what, the Three Corpse sect has the right to be arrogant. Although I don't know the overall strength of the martial art competition, Luo Mo is a level 5 Heavenly Beast King. With the help of the Heavenly Corpse, he should be able to get into the top 3. Shui Yurua sighed softly. There was a trace of worry between her brows. Due to Mo Fengyun's arrival, the major forces in the Western continent didn't dare to act rashly. The natural seal around the Dragon Abyss Sacred City became quiet. The disciples of the major forces who had qualified for the martial art competition were quietly adjusting their breathing, waiting for the opening of the Dragon Abyss Sacred City tomorrow. As the day of the opening of the Dragon Lake Sacred City drew closer, more and more experts from various forces gathered outside the city. The atmosphere also became more and more oppressive. Among them, Yi Chenfeng saw many familiar faces. Among them were the Dark Shadow Pavilion Master Gu Yu, the Yu family head Yu Hong, the experts from the Illusion Destroyer Palace, and the Sky Cocoon Ridge. Although the greatest opportunity in the ethereal immortal realm had been taken away by Yi Chenfeng, Yu Hong had still obtained some of the ancient jade from the immortal realm. Her strength had greatly increased, and she was only one step away from breaking through to become a rank 1 combat beast emperor. Hey, don't feel too much pressure. The overall strength of this martial meeting is too strong. I won't set too high a requirement for you. As long as you can pass the preliminaries and enter the semifinals, it'll be fine. Shui Honghen sighed softly in his heart as he looked at the outstanding talents nurtured by the various great factions and thought of the strength of Shui Mozong and the others. That's right. I didn't expect the overall strength of the Longyuan Sacred City martial competition to be so strong. With so many geniuses fighting for the Dragon Qi, perhaps the Longyuan Sacred City that hasn't appeared for tens of thousands of years might really appear again. Shui Yurao glanced at Yi Chenfeng, who was meditating with his eyes closed and unaffected by the outside world. Then, she glanced at Shui Mozong and the others who were slightly nervous and shook her head gently. Longyuan's Sacred City. Yi Chenfeng, who was meditating with his eyes closed, was tempted. Although the demonic wind and cloud had brought him a great threat of death, if the Longyuan Sacred City appeared, he would still risk his life and enter to fight for the great opportunity in the Longyuan Sacred City. Time passed by slowly. Soon, a day had passed. When dawn replaced the night and shone on the vast land, a dragon's roar that pierced through the clouds and cracked the stones suddenly resounded in the sky above the Longyuan Sacred City. From afar, it looked as though a divine dragon was soaring in the clouds above the Longyuan Sacred City, stirring up the thick clouds and causing them to tumble violently. A divine dragon vision has appeared. The Longyuan Sacred City is about to open. Looking at the divine dragon vision that appeared in the sky above the Longyuan Sacred City, the experts from various forces stood up one after another. The disciples who had obtained the qualifications to participate in the Longyuan Sacred City's martial competition were even more excited. They couldn't wait to seize the Dragon Qi in the Longyuan Sacred City to enhance their own strength. Although the Dragon Qi in the Longyuan Sacred City was extremely precious, in order to snatch it, one had to have the Longyuan token from the Western Demon Sect and undergo the Longyuan Sacred City's test. Only those who were recognized by the Longyuan Sacred City had the right to snatch the Dragon Qi. Sect leader Mo, can the genius disciples of the various great factions accept the Longyuan Sacred City's test? Gu Yu, who was wearing a dark red martial arts robe that outlined her voluptuous figure, slowly walked to Mo Fengyun's side and asked in a low voice as she watched the restriction that enveloped the Longyuan Sacred City gradually disappear. Pavilion Master Gu, please wait a little longer. There are still 2 outstanding youths who haven't arrived. We'll start when they arrive. Mo Fengyun, who had his hands behind his back, revealed a rare smile and said slowly. As soon as Mo Fengyun finished speaking, Mo Wuwang, who had been sitting cross-legged on the ground with his eyes closed, suddenly opened his eyes. Rays of light shot out from his eyes that were as deep as the sea. Sect leader Mo, may I know who those 2 outstanding youths are? Gu Yu revealed a trace of surprise. She couldn't think of any outstanding youths in the Western continent that were qualified to make Mo Fengyun wait for them. You'll know in a while, Mo Fengyun said mysteriously. As Mo Fengyun didn't say anything, the eager geniuses from the various great factions didn't dare to act rashly. They suppressed their excitement and waited patiently. There were also many busybodies who were whispering amongst themselves, trying to find out who Mo Fengyun was waiting for. Ayo, Just as the crowd had been waiting for nearly 2 hours, two heaven-shaking dragon roars suddenly rang out from the horizon, instantly attracting everyone's attention. Soon, two colossal creatures that were over 500 meters long flew over on white clouds at an extremely fast speed. Flood dragons. Two level 7 heavenly beast flood dragons. Looking at the two Jiao dragons flying over on the clouds, almost everyone present was stunned. The noisy scene suddenly became silent. Level 7 heavenly beast black flood dragons. Who are they? Yi Qinfeng furrowed his brows slightly. He couldn't imagine that a great power would be so generous as to actually send out two level 1 combat Beast Emperor's black Jiao dragons as their flying mounts. I'm sorry, sect leader Mo. The journey was a little long, and we were delayed for a while. Sorry for making you wait. The two black flood dragons flew over with a huge pressure, and a deep voice rang out from afar. The powerful sound waves caused many weaker disciples to feel uncomfortable. Elder Qin Yuan is too polite. We didn't wait for long. Mo Fengyun smiled faintly and said politely. While they were talking, two black flood dragons that emitted a faint dragon's might and gave off a strong visual impact flew down. 6 martial artists with vigorous auras jumped off the black flood dragons. Could they be from the Yu family of the Eastern Continent? Seeing the word Yu on the jade pendants on their waists, Yi Qinfeng frowned, vaguely guessing their identities. Yi Qinfeng didn't expect that this Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition would attract the Yu family of the Eastern Continent to participate. Could it be that the Western Devil sect and the Yu family have some secret cooperation? Thinking of the possibility, Yi Qinfeng frowned. If that was really the case, with his relationship with the Western Devil sect, it was very likely that the Yu family would become his enemy. And if he wanted to be together with the Yu family's princess, Yu Nikhang, it would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Mobile reading site, book address. To facilitate your next reading, you can click on the bookmark button at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 540. Sect Leader Mo, long time no see. I didn't expect that not only did you tame a level 8 heavenly beast, you're even one step ahead of I and are about to break through to level 3 combat beast emperor. I'm really envious of you. The third elder of the Yu family, Yu Qinyuan, who was wearing a moon and stars robe, exuded a strong aura. He was a level 2 combat beast emperor. Strength isn't everything. If we really fight, I'm afraid I won't be Elder Qinyuan's opponent. Mo Fengyun laughed and said humbly, Come Zhongqian, Bing Yu. Come and greet sect leader Mo. As he spoke, Yu Qinyuan, whose face was flushed, called the two top geniuses of the Yu family to his side. Zhongqian and Bing Yu greet sect leader Mo. Yu Zhongqian wore an aqua blue martial arts robe. His features were chiseled, and his entire body exuded a domineering aura that could shake the world. Yu Bingyu wore a tight martial arts robe. Her twin peaks swelled up, her legs were long and straight, and her entire body was devoid of any excess flesh. She gave off a wild beauty as she walked over. Half-step combat beast emperor. Mo Fengyun's sharp eyes swept across Yu Zhongtian and Yu Bingyu. His brows twitched slightly as he praised. Heroes indeed come from the young. The two of you are already half-step combat beast emperors at such a young age. Your future achievements are limitless. With the two of you joining this martial arts competition, you will definitely be able to activate the strongest dragon chi and open the dragon abyss. After knowing the identities of the 6 experts riding the black Jiao dragons, the experts from the various major powers all had ugly expressions. Especially the geniuses who had the strength to enter the top 3 in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City and obtain more dragon chi. Their faces were extremely gloomy. With Yu Zhongqian and Yu Bingyu's strength, they could definitely enter the top 3 in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City. In addition to the number 1 genius of the West Demon Sect, Mo Wuong, who was a level 6 Reverse Beast King, the top 3 in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City were basically set. The Yu family. I didn't expect Mo Fengyan to invite an expert from a Yu family to participate in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition. It seems like Mo Fengyan has set his sights on the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition. He wants to make use of the opportunities in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial art competition to help him take the last step and break through to become a level 3 Beast Emperor. However, isn't he afraid that the two great geniuses of the Yu clan will dominate the Dragon Abyss and make his Western Devil Sex geniuses gain nothing? Yi Chenfeng glanced at the two great geniuses of the Yu clan and thought to himself. Deep in his heart, he had a feeling that with Mo Fengyan's intelligence and means, he must have a backup plan, but he couldn't imagine what it was. All right, I now announce that the Dragon Abyss Sacred City Martial Competition has officially begun. Geniuses with Dragon Abyss tokens, please come to the Dragon Abyss Sacred City and accept the test. The experts of the Yu family had arrived. Mo Fengyan didn't waste any more time and announced loudly. Swish, swish, swish. As soon as Mo Fengyan finished speaking, the geniuses of the various factions took out the Dragon Abyss tokens that were given by the West Demon Sect. They came to the black city walls that were a few hundred meters tall and majestic. They looked up at the oldest city in the Western continent. Don't feel too much pressure. Just do your best. Shui Yuruwa didn't expect such a change. At this moment, she didn't expect anyone to enter the top 10 of the Dragon Abyss Sacred City Martial Competition. She only hoped that someone could enter the semi-finals and defeat the Illusion Destroyer Palace and Sky Silkworm Ridge. Yi Chenfeng walked slowly to the top of the black city walls. He immediately closed his eyes and radiated the power of his God-Eater brain to sense this mysterious ancient city. At this moment, more than 10 elders and guardians of the West Demon Sect flew into the sky and released their powerful soul power to cover more than 1,000 geniuses of the various factions. They checked the Dragon Abyss tokens in their hands. After confirming that there were no mistakes, Mo Fengyan stepped on the void and announced with a deep voice, "Everyone, listen to my orders. Release your soul power with all your might and inject it into the city walls of the Dragon Abyss Sacred City to accept the test. Remember, don't think of hiding your strength. If your strength doesn't reach the yellow class, you will be eliminated immediately and lose the qualification to participate in the Dragon Abyss Martial Competition." Interesting. I didn't expect the Dragon Abyss Sacred City to be able to assess one's strength. Yi Chenfeng opened his tightly shut eyes and released the soul force in his body, pouring it into the city walls that were several hundred meters tall. As the threat of Mo Fengyan was too great, Yi Chenfeng didn't dare to expose himself too early. He could only suppress the strength of his soul power. Roar, roar, roar. After integrating the soul power released by the various factions' geniuses, the deafening dragon roar echoed in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City again. The terrifying sound wave was like a surging tide that blasted into the bodies of the various disciples. PFFF, PFFF. Under the sudden attack of the dragon roar, many of the weaker disciples were directly injured. They spat out mouthfuls of blood and were directly sent flying. They fell heavily on the ground for nearly 100 meters and lost the qualification to participate in the martial competition. Above the disciples who resisted the dragon roar's attack, a green ball of light that gradually grew bigger appeared, illuminating the entire space in green. But in the blink of an eye, the green ball of light above Yu Zhongtian, Yu Bingyu, and Mo Wang's heads turned into a demonic purple, then a dazzling yellow, and finally a fiery red. Green, purple, yellow, and red represented the 4 ranks of yellow, black, earth, and heaven. As expected of the 3 strongest people in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City's martial competition, they're already in the heaven class in such a short time. Looking at the red ball of light above Yu Zhongtian's group, many people were shocked by their strength and let out sighs of admiration. After the 3 of them, another 6 people were evaluated to be in the heaven class. Among them was the number 1 genius of the 3 corpse cult, Shi Luo Mo, who was a Class 5 Reverse Beast King. The gap is too big. It seems like Su Mingwei has no hope of entering the top 10. Looking at the purple ball of light above Yi Qinfeng's head, Shui Yuruo and Shui Honghen looked at each other and sighed helplessly. After a few breaths, the purple ball of light above Yi Qinfeng's head suddenly turned yellow. At this moment, 18 people were evaluated to be in the Heaven class. So many Heaven class geniuses had only appeared 3 times in the history of the Dragon Abyss Sacred City's martial competition. And all 3 times, the mysterious Dragon Abyss appeared. Just as the dragon roar was about to disappear and the evaluation was about to end, the ball of light above Yi Qinfeng's head changed color again. It turned into a dazzling red, attracting the attention of many people. He became the 28th Heaven class genius, which made Shui Yuruo and the others very excited. This Su Mingwei really didn't disappoint me. With his strength and talent, even if he can't enter the top 10, his results won't be too bad. Shui Yuruo revealed a charming smile. She kept plotting in her heart to make Yi Qinfeng grovel at her feet after the Dragon Lake Sacred City's martial competition. Buzz! Buzz! After the evaluation, the balls of light above everyone's head suddenly turned into a strange dragon-shaped pattern that was imprinted on their foreheads. This dragon-shaped pattern was the symbol of being recognized by the Dragon Abyss Sacred City. At the same time, they also received their first strand of dragon chi. Although the disciples who were qualified to participate in the martial competition were the geniuses of the various superpowers, there were still over 300 people who failed to be recognized by the Dragon Abyss Sacred City. They failed to condense the dragon-shaped pattern and were eliminated. All right, those who are recognized by the Dragon Abyss Sacred City can cross the Dragon Abyss City Wall. The top 20 who cross the Dragon Abyss City Wall can enter the semi-finals directly. Also, you have 2 hours to cross the Dragon Abyss City Wall. Those who can't cross the Dragon Abyss City Wall in 2 hours will be eliminated. When Mo Fengyun saw that there were 28 Heaven-class geniuses and 133 Earth-class geniuses in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City martial competition, he revealed a satisfied smile and announced loudly, "Swish! Swish! Swish!" The moment Mo Fengyun finished his words, the 2 geniuses of the Yu family, Mo Wuwang and the others, shot across the sky like arrows. They wanted to cross the Dragon Abyss City Wall as soon as possible. However, when they were in midair, they were suddenly stopped by a powerful light screen. Relying on their absolute strength, Mo Wuwang and the others broke through the light screen. However, when they passed through the light screen, they mysteriously disappeared. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 541. In a restricted spatial zone. I didn't expect there to be a restricted spatial zone hidden outside the Dragon Lake Sacred City. Seeing Yu Zhongqian and the other 2 disappear mysteriously, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul perception sensed something was amiss. He developed a strong interest in this strange Dragon Lake Sacred City. At this moment, the genius disciples of the various major factions who were recognized by the Dragon Lake Sacred City all flew up into the air and fought to be the first to attack the light screen restriction hidden in the void. They were going all out to fight for the top 20 spots. Among them, there was a man who was wearing a leopard skin. His long black hair was casually draped over his shoulders. His body was extremely strong, and he gave off an unruly feeling. He attracted Yi Qinfeng's attention. He punched out without any fancy moves. The terrifying fist directly broke a hole in the spatial restriction and entered the restricted spatial zone calmly. What great strength! That punch of this person earlier contained at least 5 million gene of force. Yi Qinfeng's sharp soul perception captured the terrifying strength of the leopard skin man's fist. He was slightly moved as he spoke. "Senior brother Su, let's go together." At this moment, the enchanting Hong Lin took the initiative to walk to Yi Qinfeng's side. She revealed a charming smile and said, "Let's go." Yi Qinfeng nodded and soared into the air with Hong Lin. Together with the dense crowd, They approached the extraordinarily powerful spatial restriction. Tyrant Emperor's Seal. Blocked by the spatial restriction, Hong Lin's hands quickly formed seals. A large amount of soul force crazily surged into her hands and condensed into a tyrannical golden hand seal. She then slammed it on the spatial restriction. Gotcha! Under the attack of the Tyrant Emperor's Seal, the incomparably tough spatial restriction was forcefully shattered, revealing a spatial gap that was half a person's height. After using the Tyrant Emperor's Seal to shatter the spatial restriction, Hong Lin took a deep breath and rushed into the spatial gap before it closed up. She then disappeared in midair. The moment Hong Lin rushed into the spatial restriction, Yi Chenfeng also made his move. Yi Chenfeng stretched out his right index finger and drew across the void. More than 5 million gene of strength burst out and condensed into a sharp finger light. It directly tore the spatial restriction and entered the spatial restriction. What is that black bat tide? The moment he entered the restricted space, Yi Chenfeng found that there was an overwhelming number of black shadows in front of him. They were like a fierce hurricane, flying towards him at a speed that was hard to see with the naked eye. The black shadow that covered the sky and sealed off the space was formed by thousands of black bats. Yes, runes. These black bats are formed by runes. When the soul power radiated by the God-Eater brain came into contact with the tide of black bats, it discovered that these bats were not real. Instead, they were illusions formed from a large number of multiplying array patterns. At this moment, there were already many people who rushed into the black bat tide and fought intensely with the bats formed by these formation patterns. They fought fiercely, using all of their strength to break out. After a slight pause, Yi Chenfeng's Yongquan acupoint erupted with power. His feet fiercely stomped on the tough spatial wall. With astonishing physical strength, he charged straight up into the black bat tide. The black bats, formed by the formation patterns, did not fear death. They only knew how to kill. Their offensive power had reached the level of a supreme grade earth artifact. However, Yi Chenfeng's physical body was comparable to a high grade heaven artifact. Facing the attacks of the black bats, he was not afraid at all. He allowed them to attack his body as he rushed towards the end of the black bat tide at an extremely fast speed. Yi Chenfeng was like a sharp sword, cutting through the sky and destroying everything. His terrifying attacks constantly tore apart the bats that approached him. Soon, he reached the end of the black bat tide. Boom, boom, boom. Just as Yi Chenfeng tore through the black bat tide like a hot knife through butter, a series of deafening explosions rang out. Through the dense bat shadows, Yi Chenfeng once again saw that man in leopard-patterned beast hide. He was born with great physical strength, and his black hair fluttering in the wind. At this moment, he was like an invincible god of war. He was bathed in an earthy yellow light. His arms that were as thick as water buckets continued to erupt with astonishing power, shattering large swaths of black bats. Rank 5 Defiant Beast King. Not only is this person born with great physical strength, his cultivation realm is also so high. The Western continent is really full of crouching tigers and hidden dragons. There are too many powerful northern spiritual regions. Yi Chenfeng glanced at the leopard-patterned man who seemed to be enjoying his wanton slaughter. He could not help but exclaim when he sensed his true strength. Other than the leopard-patterned man, there were many other people who attracted Yi Chenfeng's attention, especially a mysterious woman who was wearing a tight black martial arts suit and a silver mask. Her strength had reached the level of a rank 5 Defiant Beast King. Yi Chenfeng took a few more glances at her. Looking from afar, the two peaks in front of the silver-masked woman's chest and slender waist were set off by the tight martial arts suit. It was enchanting and hot. She was wearing a pair of black leather pants, which made her legs even more slender and alluring. Her buttocks were perky, and it was easy for people to think of some aroused images. Her attack power made Yi Chenfeng exclaim in surprise. She was like a spatial crack that tore through the black bat tide. She passed through the bat tide very easily, broke through the end of the space, and disappeared into the forbidden space. It seems like this Dragon Lake Sacred City Martial meet is not going to be easy. Because of Mo Fingyun's existence, Yi Chunfeng did not dare to overly expose his strength and trump cards. Fortunately, he had comprehended the illusion Dao pattern to the fourth heaven realm and grasped the mid-grade Dao skill, profound underworld extreme Dao. This gave him some ability to go against the many prodigies in the Western continent. Break! After pausing for a few breaths of time, Yi Chunfeng exerted his strength again and followed closely behind the leopard pattern man. They broke through the spatial wall and appeared outside. He saw a long, dragon-like black city wall. Just as Yi Chunfeng took a deep breath and wanted to climb over the Dragon Lake Sacred City wall in one go, an invisible hand appeared in the sky and slapped towards him like Mount Tai. 3,000,000 kilograms of force break. Suddenly attacked by the invisible hand, Yi Chunfeng did not panic. The power of the spirit pearl in his Shunmin acupoint burst out and turned into a giant fist light. It streaked across the air and exploded. The vast fist force directly shattered the invisible hand. After destroying the invisible hand, Yi Chunfeng was like a swan as he climbed over the black city wall that was a few hundred meters tall. He successfully entered the Dragon Lake Sacred City that was filled with powerful dragon aura. There are so many ancient buildings. Who exactly built this Dragon Lake Sacred City? Looking around, Yi Chunfeng saw that the Dragon Lake Sacred City was filled with ancient and tall buildings. According to the shape of these ancient buildings had existed for more than 100,000 years. Among these ancient buildings, there was one that occupied an area of dozens of miles. It was emitting an austere aura and occupied the core of the Dragon Lake Sacred City. It was the most eye-catching one. He succeeded. Mingwei has entered the Dragon Lake Sacred City. After witnessing Yi Chunfeng climbing over the city wall and entering the Dragon Lake Sacred City, Shui Yoruo and Shui Honghen revealed smiles. They continued to search for the other members of the mystic underworld sect, hoping that they could also enter the Dragon Lake Sacred City. 23rd place. Because Yi Chunfeng didn't use his full strength and deliberately observe the strength of the other disciples, he wasted a lot of time. As a result, he didn't make it into the top 20. He only got 23rd place and lost the qualification to enter the semifinals. It wasn't just him. The leopard-skinned man who was born with divine strength and had the power to move mountains and rivers didn't make it into the top 20 either. However, looking at his excited expression, he didn't care about this ranking. Yi Chunfeng's deep eyes swept across the two geniuses of the Yu family. He found an empty spot and sat down cross-legged on the ground, adjusting his breath and waiting. Time passed by the minute and second. Soon, 2 hours had passed. Due to the overall strength of the Dragon Lake Sacred City's martial arts competition far surpassing the previous ones, there were many people who passed the Dragon Lake Sacred City's test. In the end, 186 people passed the test and successfully entered the Dragon Lake Sacred City. With so many people passing the initial test, it set a new record for the Dragon Lake Sacred City's martial arts competition. In the entire mystic underworld sect, except for Jing Ziki, everyone else crossed the city wall and successfully entered the Dragon Lake Sacred City. They passed the test. The Long Yuan Sacred City's test had ended, and the tightly shut gates of the Sacred City slowly opened. Led by Mo Fingyun and the two elders of the Yu clan, the various patriarchs and elders entered the ancient Long Yuan Sacred City. Following an ancient road that had existed for an unknown period of time, the crowd entered the ancient Long Yuan Sacred City. They entered the ancient arena that was filled with traces of the vicissitudes of life. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record your reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 542. Mingwei, Mo Sang, Chao Yun, Hong Lin, the four of you did well. You didn't embarrass our Xianming sect. Shui Yuruo, who had a voluptuous figure like a peach, tempting others to take a bite, walked over to Yi Chunfeng's group of four and revealed a mesmerizing smile. Secmaster, do you know what the next test is? Hong Lin, who had broken through the obstacles with the help of the tyrant emperor's seal, asked. According to the usual practice, there will be a cruel elimination round. In the end, there will be 64 semi-finalists. However, the overall strength of this year's Dragon Lake martial arts competition is too strong. A total of 186 people passed the test. Therefore, I don't know what kind of rules the Devil Sect Master will use to determine the final 64 semi-finalists. Shui Yuruwa shook her head and said, "What? You want to enter the semi-finals with just the 4 of you?" As they spoke, a discordant voice sounded. Shi Luo, M.O., who had a conflict with Shui Yuruwa outside the Dragon Lake Sacred City, looked at Yi Qinfeng and the others with contempt and ridiculed them. Although your 3-corps sect is powerful, you are still not the master of the Western mainland. You don't have to worry about whether my Xianming sect disciples can enter the semi-finals. Shui Yurua's eyes flashed fiercely as she said, without backing down, "You are courting death." Shi Luo M.O. sneered and said, You better pray that you don't meet me in the semi-finals. Otherwise, I will twist his neck and feed his blood to my sky corpse." After saying that, Shi Luo M.O. laughed arrogantly and left arrogantly under the furious gazes of Shui, Ruo, and the others. Damn it, this person is too despicable. Hong Lin was trembling with anger when she heard Shi Luo Mo's arrogant words. Her face was red, and she wished she could kill him with her sword. Although Shi Luo Mo is arrogant and despotic, he does have the right to be arrogant. Putting aside his strength as a Class 5 Reverse Beast King, his ranking of the 5th place on the Dragon Lake City wall is enough to prove his strength. If you meet him in the semi-finals, remember not to be stubborn and admit defeat immediately. Otherwise, he might really kill you, Shui Yuruwa said with an ugly expression. Hearing Shui Yurua's warning, except for Yi Qinfeng, Shui Mozong and the others nodded helplessly. After seeing so many peerless geniuses in the Western continent, Shui, Mo Sang, and the others were greatly affected. The arrogance in their hearts was long gone. Let's go to the arena. After saying that, Shui Zhuo led Shui Mozong and the others who were under great pressure and followed the bustling crowd into the arena that was filled with blood and bones. They came to a corner of the spectator stand that belonged to Black Abyss County and sat together with the experts from Illusion Palace and Sky Silkworm Ridge, waiting for the next round of competition. At this moment, the eldest disciple of the Illusion Demise Palace, Shangguan Hong, and the Heavenly Silkworm Ridge's eldest disciple, Ziyun, had suffered quite a blow as well. No matter how they utilized all their abilities, they merely obtained an Earth rank evaluation and were ranked in the 40s. They'd long since lost the extravagant hope of charging into the top 10 of the Dragon Lake Martial Meeting. Dragon Chi. What a terrifying Dragon Chi. This battle arena is actually the source of the Dragon Chi in Longyuan's sacred city. Sitting on the spectator's stand, Yi Qinfeng's powerful soul spirit could feel the terrifying Dragon Chi hidden beneath the arena. This Dragon Chi had fused with the 8 square arenas that were one with a radius of 1 mile. It seems like there might be a dragon vein hidden under the Dragon Lake Sacred City. Otherwise, the Dragon Chi here wouldn't be so vigorous. Yi Qinfeng thought to himself. He was looking forward to the legendary Dragon Lake. When the major forces in the Western continent sat down on their respective spectator stands, Mo Fengyun, who was wearing a long black robe and seemed to have merged with the void, stepped on the void and slowly walked to the sky above the central arena. He said in a deep voice, "Everyone, please be quiet. Next, we'll begin the semifinals. The top 20 contestants will directly advance to the semifinals. The remaining 166 contestants will compete for the remaining 44 spots in the semifinals. As this Dragon Lake Sacred City martial arts competition is a grand event in the Western continent, in order to directly test everyone's strength, I have discussed with several sect masters. We have decided to conduct 2 rounds of mixed battles to determine the spots in the semifinals." The moment Mo Fengyun's words left his mouth, there was an uproar in the entire battle arena. Many of the weaker geniuses looked indignant and furious. Apart from testing one's overall strength, there was also a lot of luck involved in the mixed battle. More importantly, the mixed battle also had a high requirement for the overall strength of the sect. If there were super geniuses in the mixed battle, then all the geniuses in the sect would have a high chance of advancing to the semifinals. Mixed battle. I didn't expect Sect Master Mo to use such a method. Shui Yuan knitted her brows tightly together, and her face turned abnormally ugly. She was worried about Yi Chen Feng and the others. She was worried that the three-corpse sect disciples would take special care of them in a mixed battle. If that happened, all the disciples of the mysterious underworld sect might be eliminated. All right, disciples who have qualified for the mixed battle, come up and draw lots. After announcing the rules, Mo Feng Yun ordered loudly. After drawing lots, Yi Chen Feng, Hong Lin, and Chao Yun drew the second round of mixed battle. Shui Mozong drew the first round of mixed battle by himself. In the first round of mixed battle, there were two experts from the three-corpse sect. This made Shui Mozong's heart sink to the bottom. Mozong, don't be nervous. If you can't beat them, immediately admit defeat. Shui Yuo patted Shui Mozong's shoulder, whose face was slightly pale, and reminded him softly, I will do my best." Shui Mozong took a deep breath and stood up slowly. He walked to the central battle arena, where the 83 genius disciples from various major forces stood together, waiting for the mixed battle to begin. While waiting, Shui Mozong felt two indistinct, murderous auras locking onto him. These two murderous auras were released by the two disciples of the three-corpse sect. Even if I can't enter the semifinals, I will not let you guys off easily. Although Shui Mozong felt uneasy in his heart, he had experienced the tempering of life and death. He quickly adjusted his mentality and prepared to fight to the death. He wanted to make the two-rank, two reverse beast kings of the three-corpse sect pay a price. Everyone is ready. Begin. With the Western Devil sect's elders' command, the first round of mixed battle officially began. Although the geniuses from various major forces knew that the first to make a move would most likely become the target of everyone, there were still 4 genius disciples who had extraordinary strength that made a move. Their moves were like a fuse that ignited the entire battle arena. An intense mixed battle began. 2 experts from the three-corpse sect suddenly got close and launched a fierce attack at Shui Mozong. They wanted to kill him in the midst of the chaos and teach the profound underworld sect a lesson. Shui Mozong didn't panic when suddenly suffering an attack, and he swiftly retreated to a relatively safe place before attacking with all his might while holding a low-grade heaven artifact, Heavenly Sword, in his hand. The sharp sword images sealed off the space before him, and strands of illusory Tao insight ceaselessly corroded their minds and consciousness to slow down their reactions. While the 3 of them were immersed in the intense battle, there was also an intense battle happening around them. Concentrated attacks and ferocious chi waves constantly battered their bodies, breaking down their defenses. Just as Shui Mozong was under immense pressure and was about to collapse, Shangguan Haoqin, who was also one of the 3 heroes of the profound underworld county, and 2 other genius disciples of the Sky Silkworm Ridge, charged over and fought alongside Shui Mozong. With their addition, the pressure on Shui Mozong was greatly reduced. They began to exert pressure on the 2 disciples of the three-corpse sect. Seeing that the 2 disciples of the three-corpse sect were being suppressed, they suddenly summoned 2 sky corpses wearing silver armor and wielding spears. They attacked Shui Mozong's group of 4. Under the attacks of the fearless sky corpses, the pressure on Shui Mozong's group of 4 increased. Just as the 4 of them wanted to use their full strength to kill one of the sky corpses, a rank 3 reverse beast king from the Yu clan suddenly launched a fatal attack at Shangguan Haoqin, who wasn't far away. A palm filled with powerful soul power shattered Shangguan Haoqin's sternum and sent him flying out of the battle arena. After losing Shangguan Haoqin, Shui Mozong and the others were in a very difficult situation. In the end, in a chaotic battle, Shui Mozong and the other 2 Sky Silkworm Ridge disciples were all heavily injured and fell out of the battle stage. They lost the battle. Mobile reading site. Book address In order to make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click the save button at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 543. Lost. All of them lost. Looking at the severely injured Shui Mozong, Shangwan Hong, Shui Yura, Shangwan Hong, and the others coughed out blood, their faces turned extremely ugly. If the three-corpse sect had not targeted them, Shui Imosang and Shangwan Haoqin would have had a high chance of entering the semifinals. The battle was getting more and more intense. There were people who were thrown out of the stage and lost the battle. There were also people who were unfortunate enough to die in the battle. In the end, the first round of the chaotic battle lasted for more than 2 hours. 22 genius disciples with extraordinary natural talent had the last laugh in the bloody battle, and they stood on the arena that was covered in a large amount of blood and broken limbs as they looked down arrogantly at the surroundings. Strong. They are too strong. The 22 people who entered the semifinals have all reached the Reverse Beast King realm. 7 of them are level 3 Reverse Beast Kings. This has never happened in the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition. Shui Honghen shook his head as he looked at the 22 disciples who had entered the semifinals. He could not help but sigh. That's right. There are 2 geniuses from the Yu family who came from afar. This Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition will definitely be passed down through the ages. I just don't know who will be the last one standing. Shui Yuro nodded and said, Sect leader, if the Dragon Abyss really appears in the end, what are the requirements to be qualified to enter the Dragon Abyss? Although the battle was fierce, Yi Chenfeng did not take it to heart. His thoughts were on the mysterious Dragon Abyss. He asked the sexy Shui Yurua softly. According to the ancient records, the Dragon Abyss is the source of the Dragon Chi in the Dragon Lake Sacred City. If you want to enter the Dragon Abyss, you have to form a complete Dragon Chi body. In other words, you have to enter the top 16 of the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition. According to the overall strength of the Dragon Lake Sacred City martial competition, you have to be at least a level 4 Reverse Beast King to have the chance to enter the top 16. Therefore, my requirement for you is to enter the semifinals. As long as you can enter the semifinals, I will reward you handsomely when we get to the Dark Underworld sect. Shui Guo sighed softly in her heart and lowered her requirement. All right, let's go. Yi Chenfeng nodded and slowly stood up. Together with Hong Lin and Xiao Yun, he leaped down from the spectator stand and landed on the blood-stained arena. Sure, Shui. Les Han, don't show mercy in the battle later. Use all your strength to kill all 3 of them and teach the Xinming sect a lesson. Sure, Luo Mo's eyes shone with a ferocious light as he stared at Yi Chenfeng and the other 2 on the battle arena. Don't worry, eldest senior brother. Watch me tear those 3 small fries apart. Corpse Shi Shui, a level 3 Defiant Beast King, licked his scarlet lips and said savagely. He was wearing a yellow Taoist robe, and his face was sallow. Then, the 3rd-level Beast King, Shi Shui, and the 1st-level Beast King, Shi Les Han, condensed their soul wings and flew to the battle stage. They stood not far from Yi Chenfeng's group and looked at them with evil intentions. Not good. Sensing Corpse Shi Shui's strength, Shui Yurua's expression changed slightly. She didn't expect the 3-corpse sect to have such a deep foundation. She regretted provoking them. Enjoy your last moments. Soon, you won't be able to see this beautiful world anymore. Corpse Shi Shui looked coldly at Yi Chenfeng's group and revealed a savage smile. He was filled with killing intent. Looking at Corpse Shi Shui's ferocious eyes and sensing his killing intent, Hong Lin's heart trembled. Her face turned pale without a trace of blood. Xiao Yan also revealed a fearful expression. An intense unease rose in his heart. Yi Chenfeng placed his hands behind his back and looked arrogantly at Corpse Shi Shui. He said emotionlessly, "Wishes are beautiful, but reality is cruel. I have a feeling that the one who will die in the end will be you. Haha, you think you can kill me with your level 6 profound beast ancestor strength?" Corpse Shi Shui laughed disdainfully as if he had heard the funniest joke in the world. Soon, you'll know whether or not I can kill you. After saying that, Yi Chenfeng no longer paid attention to corpse Shui. He slowly closed his eyes and waited for the chaotic battle to begin. Everyone is ready. The chaotic battle begins. The West Devil Sex Elder didn't waste any more time and immediately announced the start of the battle. "You three pieces of trash, go to hell." Corpse Shui roared. Surging death chi poured out of his body and gathered into a low-grade heaven artifact battle blade in his hand. He slashed at Yi Chenfeng's group with a heaven-splitting momentum. "Leave him to me." Facing San Shui's saber attack, which was filled with death chi, Yi Chenfeng quickly took out a heavy hammer. The body of the hammer was like a water tank, covered with ancient patterns, and weighed 50,000 kilograms. It was a low-grade heaven artifact. "Break!" Yi Chenfeng roared. The energy of the spirit bead in his Shunmin acupoint erupted and crazily poured into the ancient hammer. The hammer shattered corpse Shui's blade image like a hot knife through butter and smashed towards his chest. What? Corpse Shui didn't expect Yi Chenfeng, who was only a rank 6 mystic beast ancestor, to have such terrifying offensive power. His expression changed, and he quickly dodged. Corpse Shui's reaction speed was extremely fast, but Yi Chenfeng's attack speed was even faster. He held the ancient hammer that weighed 100,000 kilograms with one hand and swung it horizontally. Ripples appeared in the entire space as the heavy hammer smashed towards Corpse Shui's body. Seeing that Corpse Shui was heavily injured, a heavenly corpse split off from his body and used all its power to block Yi Chenfeng's hammer attack. Boom! The ancient heavy hammer, which contained 3 million gene of force, smashed into the sky corpse. The powerful force directly shattered the sky corpse, which was comparable to a level 3 defiant beast king. The sky corpse was sent flying, spraying a large amount of dark green liquid. "No one can save you. Today, you will definitely die." After killing the sky corpse with one hammer strike, Yi Chenfeng followed up with another attack. He swung the heavy and powerful ancient hammer and continued to attack. Waves of shocking hammer shadows continuously smashed down, bombarding Corpse Shui, whose expression changed greatly. When Corpse Shui ignited his blood chi to block the 3 hammer attacks, his arms were shattered by the hammer attacks. His body was also torn apart by the powerful force. "It's over. You can go to hell." After saying that, Yi Chenfeng leaped high into the air and poured a large amount of soul force and energy into the hammer. He smashed it down. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion rang out. The ancient heavy hammer, which was filled with shocking power, shattered Shui's full-powered attack and smashed into his body. The terrifying power crushed his body, turning him into minced meat. Such a frightening scene shocked the entire crowd. Even more so, it shocked the genius disciples beside Yi Chenfeng, causing them to not dare to launch a sneak attack. After killing Shui with one strike of the hammer, a beam of light flashed under Yi Chenfeng's feet. Like a bolt of lightning, he moved through the chaotic battle and appeared in front of Han, who had turned pale with fright and was desperately trying to dodge. "You can also go to hell." After saying that, Yi Chenfeng's eyes shot out illusion Dao patterns and entered Han's eyes. It instantly bewitched his soul and slowed his reaction for a short moment. In the next moment, Yi Chenfeng smashed down with a hammer. The water tank-sized hammer directly smashed Han's body. Blood and minced meat splattered on the ground. Han died on the spot. After killing 2 genius disciples with 2 hammers, Yi Chenfeng's terrifying attack power and valiant stance intimidated everyone. For a moment, no one dared to get close to him. Mobile reading site. Book address. To make it easier for you to read this book next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record this book. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 544. Shui Han. Witnessing the scene of the 2 great geniuses that he had carefully nurtured being killed by Yi Chenfeng with just 2 hammers, The eyes of the Taoist Sanshur, the sect master of the three corpses, instantly turned blood red. A murderous aura that made people shudder erupted from his body as he glared at Yi Chenfeng. Not only was Taoist Sanshur furious, but Shi Luo Mo, who had threatened to kill Yi Chenfeng's group and teach the mysterious underworld sect a lesson, was also furious. Yi Chenfeng's action was undoubtedly a slap to his face. He was so angry that his face turned ashen. The flames of fury in his eyes seemed to want to melt Yi Chenfeng. Strong, too strong. Sect Master Shui, where did your disciple come from? Isn't his strength a little too terrifying? The Sky Silkworm Ridge Master, Qi Tianshui, looked at Yi Chenfeng with a flabbergasted expression. It was as if he had seen a ghost. Smashing a rank 3 defiant Beast King to death with one hammer was a shocking scene that had exceeded his imagination. Kakik, Mingwei is a top genius that our mysterious underworld sect has spent a lot of effort to nurture. He is also the future sect master of our mysterious underworld sect. Shui Yura, who was in a good mood, let out a series of crisp laughter as she spoke. Future sect master. Hearing Shui Yura's words, the heavily injured and pale Shui Mozong clenched his fists tightly. His heart was filled with unwillingness. However, when he thought about how Yi Chenfeng's strength was far superior to his, he knew that he would never be able to make a comeback in this lifetime. Dragon Qi. After the two geniuses of the three corpses sect died, Yi Chenfeng felt a strange energy surging out of the martial arena and entering the dragon-shaped mark on his forehead. This strange energy was the unique Dragon Qi of the Longyuan Sacred City. After merging with the two strands of Dragon Qi, Yi Chenfeng suddenly felt enlightened. His mind was clear. Suddenly, his keen perception sensed danger approaching. Two fierce, murderous auras suddenly appeared behind him and launched a fatal blow at him. Courting death. A virtual light flashed under Yi Chenfeng's feet. Then, two afterimages appeared in the blink of an eye. Like a spirit serpent, he turned around in an arc and dodged the two fierce attacks. The sneak attack failed. Two thin men in black martial arts suits with thin, bamboo-like swords in their hands decisively retreated, wanting to hide in the crowd. What? You want to run after ambushing me? Yi Chenfeng sneered. He used the shadow shifting technique and turned into an afterimage on the spot. He circled around several genius disciples who turned pale with fright and intercepted the two of them. Shadow stab. After being blocked by Yi Chenfeng, the two level 2 Beast Kings attacked at the same time. They turned into two streaks of light and stabbed towards Yi Chenfeng's chest. The two black-robed men's attack speed was extremely fast. However, with Yi Chenfeng's sharp senses, their every move was within Yi Chenfeng's control. Yi Chenfeng's body flashed slightly and dodged the two's attack trajectory. The ancient hammer in his hand smashed down with a powerful pressure and smashed towards their bodies. At the critical moment, the two black-robed men's bodies suddenly turned blurry. They strangely dodged the ancient hammer's attack. Boom! The ancient hammer smashed onto the ground, and there was a deafening explosion. A terrifying energy wave blasted on the two black-robed men's bodies. The impact caused the blood in their bodies to churn. They almost spat out a mouthful of blood. Illusion Dao pattern, confusion. Just as one of the black-robed men looked at Yi Chenfeng in shock, Yi Chenfeng's deep eyes shot out a large amount of illusion Dao pattern. It penetrated his eyes and caused him to see a large amount of illusions, confusing his consciousness. 5 million gene of force break. Yi Chenfeng burst out with a shout. The surging energy surged like a tide and surged into the ancient hammer. It shattered layers of air and smashed onto the black-robed man's chest. It directly shattered his defense and shattered his sternum. The black-robed man was sent flying in midair and fell out of the martial stage. No one knew if he was dead or alive. It's your turn. After dealing with one black-robed man with one hammer, Yi Chenfeng revealed a strange smile. The illusion Dao intent burst out again and confused the other black-robed man's soul-spirit consciousness. Bang! Yi Chenfeng's arm burst with strength. The ancient hammer smashed onto the black-robed man's chest like a hot knife through butter. The black-robed man was sent flying and fell out of the martial stage. He fainted after defeating the two black-robed men. The martial stage surged with dragon aura again. It merged with the dragon pattern on Yi Qinfeng's forehead and strengthened the dragon aura in the dragon pattern. After dealing with the two defiant beast kings with lightning speed, Yi Qinfeng wielded the 50,000 gene ancient hammer and appeared beside Hong Lin and Chao Yun. Hong Lin and Chao Yun were covered in injuries and only had the strength to defend themselves. They had already retreated to the edge of the martial stage and were about to lose. Seeing Yi Qinfeng appear, the three Mystic Beast sect disciples that were attacking Hong Lin had a huge change in expression. They didn't even think and wanted to dodge. However, in the instant that they dodged, the power of the spiritual orb in the Yongquan acupoint under Yi Qinfeng's feet erupted. He fiercely stomped on the sturdy combat arena, and a force of 3 million gene formed a powerful energy current. Dense water ripples appeared in the air as it ruthlessly bombarded their bodies. PFFF, PFFF, PFFF. The three of them trembled as large amounts of blood spurted out from their mouths. As if they were drunk, they staggered and fell out of the martial stage, losing the right to participate in the semifinals. On the other hand, Yi Qinfeng once again plundered quite a bit of dragon aura. Yi Qinfeng's battle record of single-handedly killing 2 people consecutively and severely injuring 5 others also attracted the attention of many people. For a moment, he became the absolute focus of the second battle royale. For a moment, no one dared to approach him. Luo Mo, if you meet him in the semifinals, remember not to hold back. Exterminate him for me. Daoist 3 corpses glared fiercely at Yi Qinfeng, who was displaying his might, and coldly instructed. Don't worry, Secmaster. If I meet him, he'll definitely die. Sure, Luo Mo nodded and said coldly. No one is allowed to come within 5 meters of me. Otherwise, I'll kill without mercy. After sending them flying with a kick, Yi Qinfeng smashed the ancient hammer that weighed over 50,000 kilograms on the ground. He released a violent killing intent as he looked around at the geniuses of the various sects who were fighting intensely. Hearing Yi Qinfeng's warning, many of the prideful people became furious. However, when they looked at Yi Qinfeng and met his cold eyes, they suddenly felt like they were being stared at by a ferocious magical beast. They felt like their guts were about to explode. No one dared to get close to him. After intimidating everyone, Yi Qinfeng sat down cross-legged on the martial stage that reeked of blood. He ignored the bloody scene before him and silently regulated his breathing. The injured Hong Lin and Chao Yun also approached Yi Qinfeng at this moment. They wanted to borrow his deterrence to seek protection. The Dark Knight Pavilion's master, Gu Yu, looked at the peerlessly overbearing Yi Qinfeng with a sharp gaze as he instructed in a low voice. Go, investigate that person's background for me. Because Yi Qinfeng had comprehended the illusion Dao insight to the 4th level, not to mention Gu Yu, even Mo Fengyun was unable to see through his true body. Yes, Pavilion Master, a black-clothed man that was completely enveloped in a black robe obeyed, and then his figure flashed slightly before vanishing. It wasn't only Gu Yu who sent people to investigate Yi Qinfeng's identity. Even Mo Fengyun had aroused a trace of interest in him and secretly sent people to investigate him. After a short pause, the intense chaotic battle continued. The experts of the various sects exerted all their abilities as they fought while bathed in blood. There were constantly people that were heavily injured and were thrown out of the martial stage and lost the battle. Yi Qinfeng turned a deaf ear to all this. He sat on the spot without moving like a statue as he silently waited for the chaotic battle to end. After around an hour, the second round of the chaotic battle finally ended. Because of Yi Qinfeng's existence, Hong Lin and Chao Yun smoothly entered the semifinals, whereas the number 1 genius of Celestial Silkworm Ridge, Ziyun, relied on the terrifying amplification of the Celestial Silkworm transformation to persist until the end and enter the semifinals as well. At this point, All 64 semifinal participants have been determined, and the first day of the preliminary competition had ended. Reading website. Address of this book. For the sake of convenience for your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record your reading record this time. You'll be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 545. Mingwei, you really didn't disappoint me. When Yi Chenfeng and the other two arrived at the spectator stand, Shui Yuro, who was in a good mood, revealed a charming smile and spoke coquettishly. Mingwei, tell me honestly, are you really only a grade 6 mystic beast ancestor? Recalling the shocking scene earlier, Shui Honghen had a feeling that Yi Chenfeng's strength wasn't just limited to this. She asked softly, I won't hide it from old ancestor. In the mysterious nether cave, I have already broken through to the grade 2 defiant Beast King realm and comprehended the illusion Dao intent to the second heavenly layer. However, there are many hidden experts in the Dragon Lake Sacred City. I don't want to expose my strength too early, so I control the illusion Dao intent to conceal my true strength. Yi Chenfeng knew that a grade 6 mystic beast ancestor was too low to fight against Yu Zhongtian, Mo Luang, and the others. He could only fabricate a reason to raise his cultivation. I see. The mysterious nether cave was the biggest secret of the mysterious nether sect. In addition to the soul imprint in Yi Chenfeng's mind, Shui Honghen, Shui Yuro didn't doubt his words. Mysterious nether cave, it's the mysterious nether cave again. What kind of secret is hidden in the mysterious nether cave? Hearing Yi Chenfeng's words, Shui Mozong clenched his fists tightly. He swore to himself that he would enter the mysterious nether cave again in the future and obtain the greatest opportunity in the mysterious nether cave at all costs. All right, let's go and find a place to rest and prepare for tomorrow's competition. After knowing Yi Chenfeng's true strength, Shui Yuro was elated. She had a feeling that with Yi Chenfeng's strength and mysterious nether extreme Dao intent, he really had a chance to enter the top 16. When the Dragon Lake appeared, Yi Chenfeng would be qualified to enter the Dragon Lake that hadn't appeared for tens of thousands of years to search for great opportunities. Once he obtained some opportunities in the Dragon Lake, she would also benefit greatly. At this moment, Shui Yuro was even more determined to conquer Yi Chenfeng. She decided to seduce him again tonight. It would be best if they could do it so that he would remember her wonderful taste forever and stay by her side wholeheartedly. The Dragon Abyss Saint City was huge, and there were many ancient buildings in the city. It was easy for the group of people from the profound underworld sect to find an ancient courtyard that had been empty for a long time as a temporary resting place. After entering the ancient courtyard, Shui Honghen immediately took out a defensive array diagram that enveloped the entire ancient courtyard to prevent any disturbances. Mingwei, Honglin, Chaoyan, all of you go and have a rest. When the spiritual food is ready, I will ask someone to send it to your room, Shui Yuro said considerately. Yes, Sect Master. Yi Chenfeng and the other two nodded. They each chose 3 quiet ancient houses and entered them to regulate their breathing and cultivate. Dragon Qi. What kind of power is this Dragon Qi? Yi Chenfeng set up an array formation in the ancient house and cleaned up the dust in the house. He sat cross-legged on the only wooden bed in the house and controlled the God-Eater brain to analyze the dragon aura contained in the dragon-shaped ancient patterns. He had a feeling that if the God-Eater brain could analyze the secrets of the dragon energy, he might be able to see through the secrets of the Dragon Abyss, which would be of great help to his future exploration of the Dragon Abyss. The night mist came. The dark night was a little cold. Under the hazy moonlight, few stars could be seen. The entire Dragon Abyss Saint City was very quiet. Mingwei, it's me. Can I come in? As the night deepened, there was a slight knock on the door. Shui Yurua's charming voice was heard outside the house. Hearing Shui Yurua's voice, Yi Chenfeng, who was controlling the God-Eater brain to analyze the dragon aura, frowned slightly. After a slight hesitation, he opened the array formation in the house. However, when he opened the door and saw Shui Yuro, he was stunned. Under the hazy moonlight, Yi Chen-feng saw that Shui Yura was wearing a silky, tight nightdress, which set off her perfect figure that could make any man want to commit a crime. The neckline of the nightgown was very low, which made her voluptuous weapon extremely impactful. Her sexy collarbone, deep white cleavage, and that charming and enchanting expression were enough to make most men fall head over heels for her. Mingwei, I'm here to deliver the spiritual food to you. Aren't you going to let me in? Seeing a touch of amazement in Yi Chen-feng's eyes, Shui Yua smiled charmingly and said coquettishly, Lord, please. Although Shui Yua was extremely attractive at this time, Yi Chen-feng recovered after a short moment of absent-mindedness. He took the tray from Shui Yura and walked into the house. Mingwei, although you, Honglin, and Xiaoyan have all advanced to the semifinals, judging from today's performance, it's almost impossible for them to advance to the top 16. Therefore, you're the last hope of our Xianming sect. Don't let me down. Shui Yura served Yi Chen-feng a bowl of meat soup cooked with the marrow of heavenly beasts. She looked at his side profile and said coquettishly, Don't worry, Lord. I'm confident that I can advance to the top 16. Sitting close to Shui Yura, Yi Chen-feng could smell the delicate fragrance emitted from her body. Coupled with her unscrupulous display of her body, Yi Chen-feng could not help but guess her purpose. Mingwei, if you can advance to the top 16, I'll give you whatever you want. Hearing Yi Chen-feng's promise, Shui Yura was elated. She looked at him with watery eyes and slid her soft little hand directly to his thigh. Lord, what are you doing? Yi Chen-feng did not expect Shui Yura to be so proactive. He raised his eyebrows, grabbed her little hand that was slipping down his thigh, and asked in a low voice, Mingwei, the night is long. Why don't you let me stay with you tonight? I'll definitely let you spend the night comfortably and face tomorrow's semifinals in your best condition. Shui Yura's seductive red lips gently touched Yi Chen-feng's ear. She breathed a hot breath into his ear and said coquettishly, revealing her charming charm. Although Yi Chen-feng was not interested in Shui Yura, feeling her soft body pressing against him and smelling her fragrance, Yi Chen-feng still felt a little strange in his heart, and his heartbeat accelerated slightly. Lord, tomorrow's semifinals are very important. I don't want to be distracted. Can we wait until the end of the martial arts competition? Yi Chen-feng took a deep breath, suppressed his restless heart, and said awkwardly, Ha, I won't make you tired. I just want you to relax. I guarantee that you'll feel comfortable and full of fragrance. Shui Yura pressed closer to Yi Chen-feng. The fragrance from her mouth blew on Yi Chen-feng's face, making him feel numb and seductive. Lord, you also know that the top 16 of the martial arts competition in Longyuan Sacred City are related to the possible appearance of the Longyuan Dragon Abyss. So, I have to do my best. There can't be any mistakes. Otherwise, all my efforts will be in vain. Yi Chen-feng restrained himself from being seduced by Shui Yura. He seemed to be making a fierce choice and said awkwardly, Well, then I won't force you. But if you want to, don't hold it back. After saying that, Shui Yura, who was like a vixen, did not arouse the desire in Yi Chen-feng's heart anymore. She watched him eat the carefully cooked spiritual food, got up, and left with a burst of fragrance. Looking at Shui Yura's plump and seductive back, Yi Chen-feng's eyes gradually turned cold. From Shui Yura's series of actions just now, he guessed her purpose. But it was a pity that the real Su Mingwei had died long ago. Yi Chen-feng, who was determined to pursue the Supreme Tao, would not be seduced by a wanton woman. Soon, Yi Chen-feng returned to normal. He removed the distracting thoughts in his mind and continued to control the god-eating brain to analyze the dragon chi. He was fully prepared for the next day's semifinals. Mobile reading website, book address. In order to facilitate your next reading, you can click on the Save button at the bottom to record this reading record. Next time you open the bookshelf, you will see it. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 546. Early in the morning, a red sun slowly rose from the east. The morning light penetrated through the clouds and sprinkled on the Long Yuan sacred city, which had a long history, waking up this ancient city. The dragon chi in the Long Yuan sacred city doesn't seem to be some special energy. It's real dragon chi. Could the rumors be true? Is there really a divine dragon buried under the Long Yuan sacred city? After controlling the God-Eater brain to analyze for an entire night, Yi Chenfeng had a feeling that the dragon chi in the Long Yuan sacred city seemed to be the dragon chi in the body of a real dragon. He suspected that the Long Yuan sacred city might be the tomb of a real dragon. Moreover, with the help of the God-Eater brain, the dragon chi in the dragon-shaped ancient runes could be slowly integrated into the two-headed blood dragon king, increasing its strength. The Long Yuan sacred city is getting more and more exciting. After experiencing the benefits of the dragon chi, Yi Chenfeng muttered to himself. He was looking forward to the mysterious Long Yuan sacred city. Mingwei, how was your rest last night? When Yi Chenfeng walked out of the ancient house, Shui Yoroa, who had been waiting outside for a long time, greeted him with a fragrance and asked kindly. I had a good rest. Yi Chenfeng looked at the charming Shui Yoroa with light makeup and replied softly. That's good. It's getting late. Let's go to the arena. After saying that, Shui Yoroa led everyone out of the ancient house and came to the arena that was filled with killing intent. They were waiting for the semi-finals to begin. As time passed, various major forces came to the arena one after another. The atmosphere became lively. Everyone was looking forward to the exciting semi-finals. All right, everyone be quiet. At this time, the great elder of the West Demon Sect, Imo Qianli, who was wearing a black robe with golden silk patterns, stepped on the air and appeared above the central arena. He said in a deep voice, Yes, a first-grade combat beast emperor. I didn't expect him to not only survive in the ethereal immortal realm, but also break through the bottleneck and become a first-grade combat beast emperor. It seems like he also obtained a great opportunity in the ethereal immortal realm. Looking at Imo Qianli, who had almost been killed by him, Yi Chenfeng frowned and muttered in his mind. Imo Fengyun, Imo Qianli, and the two Yu family elders. Four emperors had appeared in Long Yuan sacred city. Once Yi Chenfeng's identity was exposed, he would be in unprecedented danger. The slightest mistake could cost him his life. However, the allure of the Dragon Abyss was too great. In order to enter the Dragon Abyss and fight for the great opportunities inside, Yi Chenfeng did not shrink back and gave it his all. The semifinals this time will be the same as before, and it will be divided into 8 groups. The 2 people with the highest points in each group will advance to the top 16. If there is a situation where 2 people with the same points appear in the same group, the number of people who advance will be determined according to the result of the 2 parties. Also, in order to prevent the top geniuses from meeting in advance, we have decided to choose one seeded contestant from each group. There is no need to draw lots. According to the results of yesterday's preliminary round, we have already chosen 8 seeded contestants. They're Group 1, Yu Zhongtian, Group 2, Yu Bingyu, Group 3, Mo Wang, Group 4, Yu Yiheng, Group 5, Ing, Group 6, Mo Baifeng, Group 7, Shi Luo Mo, and Group 8, Xia Luyao. Other than these 8 seeded contestants, the rest of you, please get on the stage and draw lots to decide your groups. Mo Qianli announced loudly. As expected, Shi Luo Mo is a level 5 Defiant Beast King. He has been chosen as a seeded contestant. Shui Yuruo frowned slightly. She kept praying for Yi Chenfeng in her heart. She prayed that he would not be in Group 7. Otherwise, given the hostile relationship between the Three Corpse sect and the Xianming sect, Shi Luo Mo would definitely kill him with all his might. However, the heavens seemed to be against Shui Yuruo on purpose. The more Shui Yuruo feared something, the more it would happen. After drawing lots, Yi Chenfeng happened to be in Group 7. He was in the same group as Shi Luo Mo. Other than the level 5 Defiant Beast King, Shi Luo Mo, the second genius of the Three Corpse sect, Shi Mosquito II, Mo Luqing of the West Devil sect, and Xie Kuang of the Black Evil Paradise, a rank 6 sect, were also in the same group. Looking at the result of the draw, Shui Yural and Shui Honghin's hearts sank to the bottom. They started to worry for Yi Chenfeng. However, Yi Chenfeng was very satisfied with the result of the draw. In his opinion, as long as he did not encounter Yu Zhongqian, Yu Bingyu, or Mo Wuwang in advance, it would be the best result. Mingwei, don't feel too burdened. If you really can't do it, just admit defeat when you fight Luo. Mo, Shui Yuan no longer had any hope that Yi Chenfeng would advance. At this moment, she only hoped that Yi Chenfeng could stay alive in the competition. Don't worry. I'm afraid it won't be that easy for him to kill me, Yi Chenfeng said stubbornly. After saying that, he did not wait for Shui Yuan to continue persuading him. He slowly closed his eyes and adjusted his breath. The heavens really want him to die. When we fight later, I'll definitely play him to death and let him die in despair. Sure, Luo Mo revealed a cruel smile when he found out that he was in the same group as Yi Chenfeng. He could not wait to fight with Yi Chenfeng. All right, the draw is over. Everyone, get ready. In 1 hour, the 8 groups will start the competition at the same time. Mo Chinli announced loudly. 1 hour passed in a flash. Once the time was up, the geniuses of the various major powers who had drawn the first lot jumped down from the spectator stands to start the first round of the semifinals. Among the 8 groups, there was only one main battle. That was between the seeded contestant of the 5th group, the number 1 genius of the Dark Shadow Pavilion, Ying, who was a rank 5 defiant Beast King. It's her. Looking at Ying, who was wearing a black martial arts suit, had a slender and graceful figure, and wore a silver mask, Yi Chenfeng immediately recognized her. She was the mysterious woman he had seen in the Black Bat Tide, who had attacked and torn apart the restricted space. Ying's opponent was a rank 2 defiant Beast King disciple from the Western Continent's Shi sword sect who had cultivated his sword force to perfection. In front of such a huge disparity in strength, almost no one thought that this Shi sword sect disciple would win. The spectators in the spectator stands were only hoping that this Shi sword sect disciple could hold on for a while longer and force Ying to use some of her attacking methods. Perfect sword force, title sword technique. When the competition started, the Shi sword sect disciple did not hesitate to burn his spiritual beast bloodline and unleash his perfect sword force. He executed the Shi sword sect's first soul skill, the supreme grade heavenly skill, title sword technique, and attacked Ying, who was exuding a sharp killing intent. Facing the tide-like attacks of the title sword technique, the silver-masked Ying's silence stood in place and did not dodge. When the title sword technique's perfect sword force neared her, she waved her arm and interweaved a black light. Chi, the sound of cloth being torn rang out, and the title sword technique that the Shi sword sect disciple executed was torn in two by this strange black light. Without waiting for the lunar dust sword sect's disciple to make a second reaction, this strange black light struck his body, easily breaking through his body's defenses and sending him flying. He left behind a cloud of bloody mist in midair as he fell out of the martial arena that had a radius of half a mile, losing the competition. What a fast attack! I didn't even see how Ying attacked, and that Shi sword sect disciple had already lost the competition. Sigh, the difference in strength is too big. If it wasn't because Ying didn't want to kill him, she would have been able to kill him instantly. After witnessing the scene of Ying ending the battle with a single attack, the spectators in the spectator stand were all shocked by her shocking strength and started to discuss animatedly. Ying Qiufeng defeated her opponent like she was cutting a leaf, and the other 7 martial arenas quickly decided the victor. The results of the competition were not out of everyone's expectations, and there were no dark horses. After the first round of the competition ended, the second round of the competition began immediately. In the second round of the competition, other than the mystic underworld sect, disciple Hong Lin, there was another person that Yi Chenfeng was more interested in. It was a tall and sturdy man who was born with divine strength and had the strength to move mountains and rivers. Mobile reading site, book address. For the convenience of your next reading, you can click on the Collect button at the bottom to record this reading record. You will be able to see it the next time you open the bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support. Chapter 547. It's finally my turn. With a leap, the arrogant man crossed a distance of several thousand meters. With a loud rumble, he landed on the arena. He shook his neck that was covered with blue veins as he looked at his opponent and said excitedly, "Let's go." His opponent was the genius of the 6th grade sect, Black Evil Paradise, Level 3 Reverse Beast King, Sieyuetong. All right, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Heisher Tuji. I don't belong to any sect. I'm a rogue cultivator. The arrogant man grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Little beauty, if you lose to me later, you must remember my name. Rogue cultivator. Where did you get your Dragon Abyss token from? In order to prevent accidents from happening, rogue cultivators were not allowed to participate in the Dragon Abyss Sacred City martial arts competition. Knowing that Heisher Tuji was a rogue cultivator, Emo Chinli's face instantly darkened, and he questioned loudly. The Dragon Abyss token was given to me by my master. Heisher Tuji ignored Emo Chinli's cold gaze and said fearlessly, "Who is your master?" Emo Chinli frowned slightly and asked coldly as he looked at Heisher Tuji's arrogant face. Feeling that the atmosphere was a little strange, the noisy discussion stopped abruptly. Looking at Emo Chinli's gloomy face, the atmosphere in the arena suddenly became a little stifling. No one doubted that if Heisher Tuji's answer did not satisfy Emo Chinli would not hesitate to capture or kill him. His master is me. Emo Chinli, do you have any objections? This Dragon Abyss token was given to me by Emo Fengyun of the previous Dragon Abyss Sacred City martial arts competition. If you don't believe me, you can ask him. Suddenly, an old voice rang out, and an abnormally strong old man in a black martial arts suit with snow-white hair and a face full of wrinkles and black spots appeared. His eyes were sunken into his cheeks, and he gave off an extremely dangerous feeling. Another combat Beast Emperor expert. Looking at the white-haired old man who suddenly appeared, Yi Chenfeng's brows tightly knitted together. He did not expect the competition to have such a change and attract another combat Beast Emperor expert. Demonic Taoist, the Western continent's #1 unaffiliated demonic Taoist. Many people recognized this white-haired old man. They were shocked that Heisher Tuji had such a background. Being questioned by the demonic Tao in front of everyone, Emo Chinli's complexion turned extremely ugly. But thinking of his terrifying strength, Emo Chinli didn't dare to refute him in public. Demonic Taoist, it seems that you, who are nearing the end of your lifespan, are also interested in the Dragon Abyss. You want to let your disciple enter the Dragon Abyss to fight for an opportunity for you to break through. Emo Fengyun, who was sitting on a main stand and drinking green tea, looked at the #1 rogue cultivator of the Western continent, who was also once the #1 person of the Western continent, and revealed a rare smile as he slowly stood up. Yes, I'm indeed interested in the Dragon Abyss. The demon Taoist nodded and said, "Now, no one doubts my identity as your disciple. Let the match continue." Emo Fengyun announced loudly and personally made space for the demonic cultivator. "I didn't expect you to be the demonic Taoist disciple, but if you want to defeat me, you'll need to show some true ability." Sieyuetong's cold face revealed a trace of seriousness. Her aura steadily rose. "Haha, I don't need true ability to defeat you. I only need 3 punches." Heisher Tuji laughed arrogantly. Sieyuetong's face turned deathly pale and her body trembled. "Whitebone demonic art!" Sieyuetong screamed, and a large amount of soul power poured out of her body, turning into a large number of white-bone swords. They hung in the air and whistled as they attacked Heisher Tuji. The white-bone demonic art was the first soul skill of the evil grotto that had been passed down for tens of thousands of years. It contained the Tao of Death, and its power was close to that of a low-grade Tao skill. Under Sieyuetong's full power, the white-bone demonic art's offensive power reached a terrifying level. It was enough to threaten a rank 4 defiant Beast King. A large number of white-bone swords flew towards him, but Heisher Tuji was not afraid at all. He suddenly took a step forward and all the bones in his body began to resonate. A thunderous explosion sounded under his feet, and his entire body's strength instantly reached 4 million Jin. 4 million Jin. Break for me. Heisher Tuji roared. Powerful energy surged out, instantly turning into a huge fist the size of a water tank. It tore through the air and slammed into the white bone sword that was charging at him at an extremely fast speed. When the two attacks collided, the white bone sword that contained the will of death instantly shattered. The destructive fist light that contained a force of 4 million kilograms continued to bombard Xie Yutong, who had turned pale with fright, forcing her to dodge with all her might. Xie Yuedong's dodging speed was extremely fast, but Heisher Tuji was even faster. In the blink of an eye, he appeared in front of Xie Yuedong and punched her towering chest. Whitebone Demonic Art, full defense. Feeling the suffocating feeling from Heisher Tuji's punch, Xie Yuedong immediately used the Whitebone Demonic Art. A large amount of white light condensed in front of her chest, forming a white bone vortex that met Heisher Tuji's punch head-on. Kacha! After meeting Heisher Tuji's punch head-on, the white bone vortex immediately let out a series of cracking sounds. Dense water ripples appeared in the air. In the blink of an eye, the white bone vortex shattered. Heisher Tuji's punch ruthlessly bombarded Xie Yuedong's chest like a hot knife through butter, shattering her sternum and sending her flying. She spat out a large amount of blood in midair and fell out of the arena, losing the battle. 2 punches, and the genius of the black evil grotto, Xie Yuedong, lost. And from the looks of it, Heisher Tuji didn't even use much strength. The disciple of the demonic Tao is truly terrifying. Yeah, I didn't expect such a talented genius to appear in Longyuan's sacred city this time. I wonder if he can shake the 2 geniuses of the Yu family and spread the name of our Western continent. It will be very difficult, not to mention the difference in strength between them. Just the inheritance of a rank 8 sacred land is not something the demonic Tao can compare with. However, with the strength that Heisher Wuji displayed, he will definitely enter the top 16. After witnessing the scene of Heisher Tuji defeating Xie Yuedong with 2 punches, the spectators were all shocked by his strength. He also became the absolute focus of the second group match. His support rate even surpassed the seeded contestant, Mo Bifeng. What great strength! I wonder what the true limit of Heisher Tuji's strength is. Yi Chenfeng's deep eyes looked at the unruly Heisher Tuji with his long hair fluttering in the wind. His eyes revealed a trace of shock. He had cultivated the first stage of the spirit-body transformation stage to the 4th stage of the 9 transformations transformation stage. His physical strength had only reached 5 million pounds, but Heisher Tuji's punch had already reached 4 million pounds. Moreover, Yi Chenfeng felt that Heisher Tuji still had some strength left. His true strength was probably comparable to his own. Not long after Heisher Tuji defeated Xie Yuedong, the other matches were also decided. Among them, the match between the Yu family's genius and the Dark Shadow Pavilion's genius was the most exciting. The 2 of them used all of their abilities and fought for over an hour before a victor was decided. In the end, the Dark Shadow Pavilion's genius relied on his mysterious assassination techniques to defeat the Yu family's genius, having the last laugh. As for Hung Lin, who relied on Yi Chenfeng's intimidation to enter the second round, although she had cultivated the Tyrant Emperor's seal to large success, her half-step reverse Beast King cultivation was still too low. She lasted for an incense stick of time before losing to the Sure family's genius. It's finally my turn. After the second round of matches ended, Yi Chenfeng slowly stood up. Amidst the cheers of Shui, Yaw, and the others, faint soul wings appeared on his back, and he flew towards the 7th martial arena. CK, that brat really hid his strength. Seeing Yi Chenfeng condense soul wings, Taoist 3 Corpse's face paled. His eyes spat out thick flames. In his view, if Yi Chenfeng hadn't hidden his strength and caused his 2 geniuses to be careless, they wouldn't have been killed. Azura Demon Mosquito 2, I don't want him to see tomorrow's sun. Taoist 3 Corpse sinisterly said. Don't worry, Sectmaster. he will definitely die. The second genius of the Three Corpse sect, Corpse Mosquito 2, who was the first to encounter Yi Chunfeng, revealed a cruel smile. The Three Corpse sect wanted to kill Yi Chunfeng, but they didn't know that their target wasn't a sheep, but a fierce tiger with sharp fangs. Everyone, add the WeChat account YLTY83. Yin Lei will be posting pictures of the Devil Storm tonight. Mobile reading site, book address. In order to make it easier for you to read it next time, you can click Save at the bottom to record your reading history. You will be able to see it the next time you open your bookshelf. Please recommend this book to your friends, QQ, blog, WeChat, etc. Thank you for your support.